Hello, post.
Are you recording now?
Yes.
Okay.
I literally just
Post
asked,
Malone.
do I need to start recording?
Okay.
I mean,
Post,
shit.
did you say post
Sorry,
my
I was
home?
No,
asking
Post Malone.
Stuart to
Post
strip.
Malone. Post Malone.
Alright, shh.
You've been
Great start to the session.
Hey, welcome to Gone Rolling. Aurelia's already agreed to play some D&D. Enjoy your shenanigans. But first, roll the intro. Please. Get me out of here, please. Roll the intro.
Just
Roll the intro!
Duplicated it, that's fine.
Every day, they drive me closer.
The hell? To madness?
Anyways, hey, welcome back. We'll begin with our story left off last session. Last session, we found the party that was starting to arrive. And
Make them
Aunt
peace.
Sally, or Aunt Knucklebones.
Aunt Sally Knucklebones.
Aunt Sally Knucklebones, my mistake. The
Okay,
sort of caretaker family of Bron here, you know, and as Bron had led you to this place through the Arbonage, you had come across a few interesting encounters, mostly just conversations with each other, diving deep into interpersonal conflict, but also appearing on a Fae game show called Clan Conflict. As you had come across a water nymph to use their pond, you needed to essentially make them have a good time. And since none of you could even tell one good joke, you had to participate in Clan Conflict, the #1 horrific stage performance. But yes, after talking a lot, some people dodging certain facts about themselves in conversation, some people bending some magic, some people left out of the conversation at the campfire.
Damn.
Purposely.
Sharing some teeth, and understanding if you yourself are just clay, or what is a shell to you? Does a shell matter? We'll find out!
A shell is matter.
Shell is matter,
Wow.
but is she goo? Yes.
Half and half.
Well,
I know, right?
as you guys had arrived at Knucklebone's house, you realized that it was all quiet, and as Bron called out to Sally, Aunt Sally, the hag, as you later found out, there was no response. And in fact, the little house on top of this small hill, the door is wide open. Would you like to describe in more detail what this place looks like, Bron?
Certainly. It looks like as though it was haphazardly made mostly. There is walls, there's holes in the walls, and it's essentially made entirely out of fallen logs, you're taking a guess? There is a sign in front of, that's right next to the door. Kind of hard to read at a far distance. I'll tell you what you see when you get closer to it. But other than that, it's essentially very dark wood, and if you're just passing by and didn't really look that much in the clearing, you would just miss it.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Of course, the Hellish Elk had run over to a favorite spot of his, and you guys were left to wander into the cabin.
We're here at Chell. You wanna wake up?
Little goblin the Chell.
Oh, I forgot that
guess
the shell was goblin shaped.
Yeah.
What time is it right now?
Okay.
Do you want me to carry
It
you?
could be getting close to sunset, you think?
Would they have finished their rest then?
Yeah, I finished my rest. It's just.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yes, actually.
Okay.
If she's she long rested? I'm like,
Sure, it's a little hard, but we'll say you managed.
okay, cool.
Well, I mean, with her, it makes it a little bit more sense why she's long rested instead of Kaislin last time.
Yeah, you see, like, she's not as stiff as Kaislin. She just sort of like, every time you go over a bump, it's just like a ripple.
Yeah.
Like a jello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give you a piggyback ride essentially, since you're still small.
Yeah.
Actually, I just realized you must get the best back pop if you're like a blanket and someone just
Yeah.
the best way to pop your back.
Dude, could you imagine it just makes like a
Oh gosh.
That's gonna feel so
As if it
good.
has bones in it.
It's like one of those wooden snake toys that like rattles. You kind of like.
Like
yeah.
boneless
Yeah, except
pizza.
they always pinched me.
Oh yeah. Gotta be careful.
Boneless.
Which,
All right.
walking up the steps with Yoda on your back. 'Cause that is what this is like. You're just walking up with this little Achel Yoda.
Yes, Luke.
Finish trading.
You see, as we're walking up, you do see us on the sign. It's essentially just says Sally's Fortunes.
She has a business.
It's written in what
An
seems to be
LLC.
something. It's written on a very dark piece of wood, in some kind of red substance. Yeah, that's all.
Is it like a dark red or a bright red?
Dark red.
That's
Well,
a
if it was
business
blood, it
for
would be
business.
brown. So
Hey, she
It
is
could also be red.
she is an LLC. She's not a graphic designer, okay?
It
She's not
could-
the business.
Graphic design
It
is
could
not
just be Berju.
does she have a business?
No, this is just so people know this is Sally's home.
Well, it's
Okay.
Well, it's also kind of a business, and technically, it's. I mean, she gets 3 people every year. so
Either way,
Yeah,
isn't she
it's only
supposed to
that's a
answer?
business.
That's good for a hag.
Yeah, in the middle was. Anyway,
In some
I-
ways, she's running a multi-level marketing company.
I don't think that's important right now.
Yes, that's not.
yeah, let's
Let's
figure out
open
she's
Is she
here.
okay?
You. Ron will open the. Ron
Opens
will
the
open
door, and the door drags across the ground a bit. The room is very cold and dark.
You essentially see a one-room house that has a table in the dead center, bookshelves to the left. To the right, there's a pot that's hanging over a fireplace. That seems to be a big cauldron specifically.
nice. Classic.
And you see multiple different, just like chests and
Birds.
and,
flying.
and
There's
barrels.
fey birds, man.
Chests and barrels filled with all different types of either what seems to be meat and or plant matter. And then you also see there seems to be a small loft halfway up the building and a ladder that leads up to it.
As you all look around, you catch the glimpse of a shadowy figure, almost like
I don't like that music.
draping like oily black cloth that's lumped into a humanoid form in the corner of the room, just laying across the ground in a fetal position, but large. You think this might be your aunt. This might be
Auntie?
her.
Auntie.
I get off of his back and turn back into a gel, like
Okay.
normal proportionate gel.
Auntie.
As you speak up now, from this position you are in the house, you swear you hear whispers of a chanting, a soft chanting whisper coming from that direction.
Okay, this is weird. This is weirder than normal, right?
Yes.
Has she ever done that before?
Give me 1 second.
Is there?
I'm gonna just use protection from good and evil on myself and start walking up.
Okay. As you approach, the rest of you keep your distance.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rosa's gonna be listening though and trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Kaizen has his hand up, ready for something to happen.
Okay. As you get closer, you see now her sprawled out form. It's almost like flattened and melted, like a slug onto the floor. The limbs, the red limbs, some of them long, have almost gooed and adhered to the floor, like a mucus-like chrysalis forming over her. Her black draping cloth is some of her robes and her cloak, but is draped over her head and most of her body, just leaving her arms and her feet exposed, the red tinted skin with the clawed-like nails on either side. And you get closer, you can more clearly hear the.
Do I understand what it's saying?
It's some sort of chanting that you recognize she's done before, but not at this speed, not as quickly. It's like a litany. It's like a prayer almost. But as you get a little closer,
Close the door.
you hear from her voice coming to your mind, not from the air around you. And the chanting continues.
Close it. Close the door. Get out.
Door's closed.
Door's closed. As the door closed, the chanting silences. wind can be heard just seeping into the cracks of the door. And at the last second, you swear, as the breeze in the door shuts, you hear a whisper silenced by the closed door.
Auntie, you okay?
Her nails drag across the stone, creating this sound as you can hear this liquid like tearing as this mucus-like chrysalis that she is covered in begins to tear off from her form, like a draping, like shedding bug with this slimy package of skin on her. She tears from it and rises, holding her hand to her head. You can all see these horns coming from the side. You can see these draping black locks. You can just make out the visage of a red nose. The body does look like Ron, but a little more strange, a little more bent over, a little more hunched. But not ancient, not covered in wrinkles, nothing like that, no. If anything, she seems almost primordial, almost like depictions of red gin, but there's a hellish nature to her. She stands, propping herself up with your shoulder, holding her head. She whispers towards you, "Who are they?"
They're the rainbow.
Yes. Be welcome to my establishment. As she brushes her black hair back, you see this face that almost a little longer than you'd be used to comes out. My long face.
Oh my god.
Her lips are like small, but her face is long, and they come to a small little lip with some lipstick on the end, almost like purple, like shade. Very pretty and beautiful, but off-putting on her almost melting face. Her eyes seem to glow with magic. And her horns bend out.
You had me worried there. Aye.
It was a charm a hex placed upon the wind. I opened the door and I was succumbed to sleep.
Oh,
A deep, dark death sleep.
it's on the
I have never felt such corrupted spirit-like magic in some time. It twisted my mind and pushed me deep into the rest. You have woken me up, saving me from eternal slumber and death.
So that's what's affecting Golza.
The wind carries a voice, a hex-like tongue. You are unaffected by this?
Not affected at all. I'm taking you this. Human side.
Yes, that would make sense. As she moves, you can hear her feet drag across the floor, the calloused feet just moving, and every once in a while you hear long toenail-like claws maybe touch against the stone, tapping like talons. Her long black clothes drape, and you see pulling from her body is that like oily sack of like chrysalis that just falls into the floor, laying like an oil slick, and begins to deteriorate. She comes over to the table that is in the center of the space. A chair that was toppled over, she props it up. She takes a seat at the table. Sits down. Dear boy, grab me my tea.
Go on, Santi. Give me 1 second. I would still start making tea, considering herbalism.
Yes.
Yeah. We're told the source of the song was a humanoid fae.
Yes.
I don't know if you know anything
Spirit,
about that.
humanoid, fate, something like that.
Yes. This is a fey spirit, no doubt. A rarity on Rithik. A dead fey. The haunting chant that hexes the mind.
So it is undead.
Partially, at least. When fey die, they do not die like people of this world. Their spirits attuned to magic and scream or call out, sometimes singing, sometimes choking the spirits of those who hear them. But now that the door is shut, the voice cannot be heard, and I am perfectly fine and ready to Meet no guests. As her hands come up, her fingers are longer than would be okay. Her nails click together. You see her nails are painted, so partially. They're like that same sort of deep purplish red that her lipstick is.
So are you stuck in here then?
Until his voice stops, I suppose.
Oh, damn.
Which is,
any of
I assume,
us-
what you will be dealing with,
Mhm.
as it is now your task.
Yeah, it is. Considering it seems as though some people are trying to attack Golza.
Yes. I know
What was
that.
their name again?
Branded eye.
Branded Eye.
Called the Branded Eye.
Thank you.
Secretly, I think it was the Volpentello, I think, who's going up there.
As this group has not come to slay me, no doubt that they seek Golza.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Golza they're wanting directly. It's knowledge that he has.
You saying they will not kill Golza?
Who knows?
They very well might, actually. They are looking... I think their end goal, they don't need Golza, but they might take the additional power they can get from him.
What do you know for certain?
Nothing for certain. Things I've deciphered from books and what I know about the cult of the Branded Eye.
Assumptions are risky.
They are risky, but
As she shushes, you see, like, almost like the gesture, but also like a sense of magic just hits you, like a pound that pushes against your mouth. As her eyes begin to roll back, you see this yellow like glow and steam begin to pour from her eyelids. And her face shakes and contorts. Her skin ripples, and her hair shapes and rolls like water, like waves. It floats into the air, making like a almost like circular mane, like structure around her face as she begins to reach out. There's this pause. Her eyes roll back down. His voice keeps me from divining my sight into the woods. They're stronger than I thought. But that song they sing is one of torment. No mortal could control this spirit. I have no doubt that these figures, this Vulpin you speak of, is somehow conjuring the spirit's voice, but is in no way control of it. But somehow, it seems to be only singing to the mighty of this wood.
The mighty.
Curious. Yes. I will need to check my books.
Chai.
Thank you. Much appreciated, dear. You're,
I made a lot more chai, actually. Does anybody else want chai?
I'll do some.
Chai.
you always know what I need, dearie.
I'll pass.
Well, I mean, that's all we had left, really.
It will suffice.
How does it smell?
It smells
Good. He knows how to make tea.
My man knows how to make a good chai.
She will stand up from her chair. Stay here. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you.
She will drift to the back corner of this room. And like as she approaches a corner of the room, she just disappears from sight.
Where'd she go?
Is she just like, almost like she went invisible before reaching any surface or anything?
She's somewhere.
It's very descriptive.
I assume she has a deeper layer.
something like that.
Can't say.
The wind carries an enchantment, one that slumbers the strong, or the stronger of the forest.
Do we need to worry about them eventually trying to target us with that slumber?
I don't think so.
If they
They said
target-
they couldn't control it, so I don't think they could change its tune.
I don't think so. If it could change its tune, then it more likely will hit us, but then Golza would be the problem.
Is it a willing participator?
It doesn't seem like it.
It seems as though this is a unnatural natural phenomenon happening.
I mean, we have no idea if it's willing or not. Maybe there's something that they are using as a bargaining chip to try to keep it in control.
Yeah, maybe it's not like, direct control, but like coercion or persuasion.
Because who or what could this force be? If she carries on the wind.
well, if it's undead-ish in nature, so this could be very interesting. Don't know exactly what this could entail, but usually things that come back to life after death, no matter where they're from, is a lot stronger than the real thing.
Sorry.
Hey, Trevor, could I make a history roll of any stories I might have heard or performed, read anything on the undead, winds, undead fae, anything like that?
Make a history roll with disadvantage in this case.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. You can make a history
Can
roll.
Ron make one as well or not?
Not in this case.
One other thing I do want to ask if I can roll for is if I know anything about enchanted winds, seeing how I've lived between one Fey forest directly north of me, and then one that's further south.
With the knowledge that this is a Fey spirit you're probably dealing with, not in this case.
13.
Okay. Okay. 13 doesn't really ring a bell. Nothing really comes to mind when you think about it. There are plenty of stories of Fae and voices, and the words of Fae and the songs of Fae can be very powerful, and their magic is usually attached to their speech, and stuff like that. But nothing really comes to mind. But quickly in the corner, she reemerges holding a large book. As she shuffles over, the book rattles as you see chains are tethered to it, locking side to side, almost like a sewing of chains between the book's pages. She comes over and lays it onto the table, and she drags her finger down the top cover page. Her long nail from her middle finger drags, tearing the leather in it, relieving this glowing red line, almost like she's burning embers into the cover of the page. And you all hear this. It's like a weird sort of chattering cry as the ember seal, this line that she carved in the page, seals once again, and the chains weave out from the book and lay onto the table, and the book folds open.
I'm just gonna stand next to Indigo.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm looking over.
As you look over, she grabs the page, and you see the words. There are no words. This is like ink, like ants shifting on the pages themselves,
Cool.
like a living creature, like a Rorschach test that's constantly moving.
It's not Mercury, right?
No, it seems to be black ink on a very old type of paper. She flips through the pages. Images form as the pages go by. You don't catch these pages. Her words, it's like the ink moves and vibrates with her tongue. You have seen her use this book before. This would be something she's told you about, how certain ants have books like this.
Mhm.
Certain aunts have books. These are tomes of their sisters. And these are the advice of passed on beings as well. Her being her own type of hag, this is the advice of the darker, nightmarish side of some of these things. Horrible tales of tragedy and torment, torture and sadness. Yes. As she places her hand in the book, all the pages lay flat. The ink, the ant-like moving ink just begins to trail and begin to take a still, movement. It freezes, basically. It goes from moving to still. And it forms these shapes and lines that are language. No language you have seen. You have seen this language.
Yep. I'm reading with her, essentially just to kind of understand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can I read it?
What language do you read?
Oh,
Their eyes.
As
Yeah, the
you look
Eldritch
closely,
is-
without the knowledge of the other two that are currently reading it, you can pick up stuff on the page.
cool.
Do I recognize what language it is at least?
It's a bit of a, strange written hand, but I would say since you're not familiar with this language, it's hard to really roll investigation for me, please.
Mr. Shrimp is freaking out on the other end.
Handwriting, no.
17.
It's a very weird handwriting that causes it to be eluded by you, but it seems familiar to something you've seen before. You could probably ask Braun. It might be some sort of coded version, or just some sort of dialectical change of a language you're familiar with, or just the handwriting that's different, you know? It's hard to tell.
I can't use the camera function of Google Translate on this.
But as she reads into it, there is a tale, Braun, that you do read of a woman, a princess betrothed to a great giant, a great fey giant who sleeps and rests, a giant who cracks the earth upon awaking, a slumbering Jotun who will bring upon doom and volcanoes if the rest ever stops. Given this task for all of eternity, she grows saddened and tormented by the fact that she is deprived of love or any sort of relationship, and her song becomes corrupted and sad and tormented by her, like, seemingly gifted, cursed life. She eventually succumbs to death. But her song continues on the winds of Riffic, in the shade tree region. In the place of night, the wind blows, calling all titans or tyrants to come to rest. It's a tale just like any other Fae tale. It's emotional, true, whimsical, but dark. You get some ideas of a woman who sings to keep a giant asleep, a trouble, a want for more, and a life forbidden for her. She dies, but her voice doesn't stop singing.
I'm gonna bookmark that story for later.
Okay.
Yes.
This one I'm thinking?
Yes, this is Morasine. She sings the song of eternal sleep of the tyrant, but her voice seems to be channeled into this world. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
She just got over a cold.
Yes, I was.
They are bringing her voice into this realm to use. Beings and creatures that can hear her voice in the wind will succumb to the rest if they're strong enough. It's a weakness of the tyrants, the giants, the strength, the powerful creatures such as Golza. But not for you little folk. You are probably just below the threshold. Maybe just below.
Probably a good thing Chuck's not here. I don't know what that would do to him.
Just so you know, Chuck's a big freaking orc. Yeah, I know. I caused myself to float earlier, I know.
Stay with your manners, boy.
Yeah.
Well,
Mr.
asshole.
No manners.
Well,
Hey, I got that one now.
let us discuss what you will be doing.
Oh,
As I assume, as you travel with Bran here, you will aid him in slaying these folk who bring this tortured Fae's voice into our realm.
Yes.
Good. It says here that her voice channels in from her tomb in Riffic. I have no doubt that her form here will be some sort of illusionary aberration, also some sort of conjured spirit that you can slay like any other. But be wary, they have no doubt taken precautions to protect her, as I think this illusion or conjuration would be quite delicate.
More than likely.
Almost certainly. This enchantment that's in the wind, is it something that can be blocked out with physical objects blocking the ears? Like, could we awaken Golza by basically plugging their ears?
In some cases, maybe. I don't know how well you'll do with plugging the ears of a dragon.
Yeah, I was about to say he has. Actually, where are the ears on him?
For a green dragon, the ears tend to be past the eye, lining at the lateral point.
Okay. So, those
A few
areas,
feet
okay.
back on his larger.
That
form.
makes sense. Okay, so those are what the holes are for. Okay.
I mean, if we got like a bunch
Yes,
of wax,
but-
we just
I was
I
thinking,
thought there
depending
was
on what you
one
can
side
stick
There
it
are two
to,
holes
I
on
could
the side
wet
of his
it.
head. I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah,
used
throw
to
stuff
looking
into
at
it.
I
dragons.
don't know if that
Even though
would
I've lived one for 7 years now.
completely.
Wouldn't
block it.
completely, but we can.
Well,
But would that work?
perhaps. It
Aren't there
depends.
spells that can silence an area?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not that I know.
The danger is that this voice might be too strong, too close. So feeling it may be just as good as hearing it.
That's true. Sound does travel through you.
Huh.
Yes, indeed.
Just thought of a funny idea I could try.
Could
I could always try to make it to a silent.
Well, yes, that's what I just said.
Oh, no. I could command it.
Oh, yeah.
I have a spell I could try.
would that work on an undead fae?
I mean,
Especially
Does
if
it have humanoid in the?
as far as I'm aware, it does not need to be humanoid. It just needs to understand what I'm saying.
This is a long shot, but you don't have lead, do you?
Never.
Yeah.
She's
Lead is not a thing that we
auntie.
ever keep careful.
No, I know, but
If you had access to the accursed iron, you could slay the spirit easily. But I do not keep any of that on hand for travelers.
I have a spell that I could try that could, well, I suppose I don't know how well it would work. It would deafen creatures in a certain area. And it's a dragon, so I don't really know.
What spell?
Out of character, it's Warding Wind. I don't know if it'll do anything, but it's on the little list of spells. So.
It could potentially disturb the dragon enough to rouse it.
Oh yeah, because it deafens creatures in the area.
Yeah.
But I will say your easiest target is going for the spirit itself,
Fair enough.
relinquishing it from this world.
What? So do we just
Yes.
hit it and it'll go back to?
The fragment of its illusion, its conjuration will shatter, and whatever essence of it is within our realm will be sent back to Morrissey.
That seems to be the best bet then.
Alright.
Anybody have objections?
How do we find it?
It's more likely that calls this, isn't it?
It's not too far from them, I have no doubt.
Yep.
Well,
I do have a question. I mean, I haven't tried it, but could speaking to something asleep telepathically, could they communicate back to me?
that would be a question for the dreams of the dream spirits and the dream fae, but certain speech through the mind can be perceived as a part of a dream, or if strong enough, may rouse the sleeper.
Okay.
Depends.
I was wondering if we could even just give a message to him. Maybe not necessarily release him, but let him know that we're trying to help.
I could. That may work, but I could prepare a charm that you can take with you. It would be a once use and then it would be destroyed, but if I request aid from the God of Dreams, he may relinquish some power into a nightmarish charm to frighten awake the dragon. But I see no other option working.
I
By the
don't
way,
know if we want to scare it
We
away.
do not want to scare
I
him.
will say, many of you aren't really familiar with the God of Dreams. Braun, you're sort of familiar with the God of Dreams, but it's not really one of the gods that
I
any of
looked
you
into.
really know. Yeah, it's not something that's worshipped by the Hexadean faith, or it's not really cared about by the Arcanists, but I guess it makes sense that there's maybe a God of Dreams. You know, who knows? The dream realm may exist, may not. Yeah. It is only an option, but otherwise you will have to slay the spirit, or the one keeping it on this world, which is also a fair choice.
I would probably vote for getting rid of the thing keeping the spirit here. Because if it is completely unwilling or just being forced here, I don't see why it's the spirit's fault.
They say get rid of both.
I don't. It's not gonna like kill this.
Let's put it this way. Fae can be unpredictable, and it might like what it's doing, considering it is bringing down a big creature, something that it's supposed to do.
We can't predict what it will do.
And how would we know what's controlling it?
It would take a caster to channel magic to continue control over a creature like this.
So not the fox guy.
No, but
I guess. I don't think he's. Yeah.
No doubt that there's another then.
There was a gnome that also attacked.
Oh, so the gnome, most likely.
Might be that then.
That would make sense. So you are the rainbow.
No.
Oh yeah, what was your?
You're the
name again?
most in theme compared to the rest.
I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of the
We're
name.
called Prismagik. We're not called the
Like
rainbow.
prismatic,
Yes.
like a spectrum of colors.
Yes.
Like a rainbow.
Like a rainbow.
Yep.
Indigo, your name.
I am
Literally.
aware.
Wow.
We are not called the rainbow.
It's just all of her fortunes always come in riddles. Rainbow.
I'm assuming it's a sort of divination. It's not going to get an exact name, but an approximation or something similar.
So I'm informing you that, in fact, the precise term would be Prismagik, not the rainbow.
Don't get sassy.
Very well.
Don't get sassy.
I will tell you that I did, of course, expect you to come, as I had seen this one a vision, but a old ally had contacted me, telling me that someone had contacted them from the home world, informing them that a colorful band of adventurers would be wandering into these forests, and I should relinquish aid.
I'm sorry, who?
An old friend. You don't really have that many friends. No offense, Santi.
You don't know what I do at night.
I know.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
I don't always need to sleep.
I know
Okay, so who's the friend and who's the friend of the friend?
Auntie's getting it.
Let a woman keep her secrets sometimes.
Is it somebody we know?
Indigo, you are really pushing your luck today.
I'm not trying to be
I
rude,
mean,
ma'am.
there
I'm
are-
sorry.
Obviously, you know someone who is connected to the Fae, which I assume is this pact.
Okay, I was just
I'm-
asking. I'm sorry.
Come on, you're acting
I'm
like you were born yesterday.
Assuming that it's a mutual connection
Okay,
between
so-
the person that
so,
Pat knows
you know-
and...
You know the Pat. Okay, good to know.
I was just
I've heard them
checking.
say the name before.
Yes, that is Little Pete.
That is Little Pete.
Correct.
Oh. Well then.
Wait, is that his actual name?
It's beautiful.
It was a name given to him.
I want to know what his actual name is. Because it might not be Pat and it might not be Pete. I wonder what it actually is.
That is so short for his real name.
Patrick.
We'll have to ask him.
Patty.
Patricia.
Something we can find out later.
Hmm.
That is not our main concern now.
Indeed. What does concern you?
What this group, the Cult of the Branded Eye, might be actually after.
Yes.
The reason we are coming through here is we are searching for the Elec Grace.
Yes.
And we believe they are going for the same thing.
I see.
Goldza might be the only one who actually knows its location.
Do you know much?
I have not always been in this wood, and I do not care for much of the conflicts of the mortal world. Hythea has its problems, and I stay out of them unless asked
That's
or
fair.
purchased.
That's fair.
However, Goza would have an idea, no doubt. He is a veteran of the war against the Philistine Empire. He has seen many a war machine coming to the mountains. No doubt he knows something. Yes. You, though, you all are in search of a ship called Elix Grace, a ship from many decades ago, no doubt. This is from that war of iron and blood.
Yes.
Yes.
A war machine. A horrible, horrible thing.
Still need to learn about that. You haven't really told me anything about it.
I do not care to know too much about it.
I know.
This interaction with a new god on this realm is only on this realm, and Riffic, the home realm, is free from its touch as of now. But I wish you luck on finding this vessel. I may be able to divine something, but I would need a catalyst or fuel to channel the magic path past this fabric-like veil this song has cast on the forest.
What would you need?
A sacrifice.
Oh,
Kind of
how big of a
sacrifice.
sacrifice? Are we talking about a deer or are we talking about human?
This spirit is quite powerful.
Human?
Yes.
Like
enough.
death?
Death.
I don't think we have a spare
can't.
human lying around.
No doubt. But if you had some sort of magical item of good enough strength, I might be able to take it from it.
What about cursed ones?
I cannot break a
Dang
curse
it.
that I have not made.
You have 15 gold worth of fine soaps.
It's strange you ask. No, I
Dang
do
it.
not.
Darn.
Yeah, she got cursed. So it's funny that the Leo got cursed.
I'm sorry for your problems, but
Sorry for your conditions.
it happens. Everyone gets cursed once in a while. You'll get over it, I'm sure.
It's mostly just annoying. I mean, it still has its perks. It's just I don't really want to risk going up against the dragon that possibly has poison, and I know he's then likely to probably hurt us, but just in case, I prefer not to have to deal with that while wearing this.
It should be fine. More than likely, once he sees me, he'll know not to kill.
We can hope.
I hope.
Some curses have power. Some do not. You might be on the lucky side then.
You said your divining was blocked by the whispers of the spirits.
To a point.
To a point. Is it only affecting your magic because you are strong enough to get affected by it? So if one of us were trying to divine, would it go through?
You could maybe go through.
Are you going to try to divine
How
yourself?
strong are you?
Okay, not the strongest.
Not as
Your
strong,
great
no.
potential, but
Not right now, but I might be able to divine something about a path forward. I just don't have the tools necessary for it.
I say our best bet is to just get rid of this voice and then come back, and then perhaps ask again. I don't.
Yes, at least like divining the best way to take care of it, or at least a good path, might be helpful.
I could not divine that. Something I can learn is simply stories of the tormented and tortured.
What
I could not tell you the path or your destination.
do you think any of this information would be readily available to people in like civilization of any kind?
Mighty historians and well-traveled scholars would know something about this, no doubt.
I mean, could there be books on it?
Depending on the region, maybe.
I might have a way to ask for some help outside then.
I see. Well, perhaps you'll find your answers.
Perhaps. I need to wait to hear back from my other one first.
Yes. Out of curiosity, do you have any sort of divining tools, as in bones, cards, or twigs of the sort, that you'd be willing to pass with?
I mean, I have plenty of bones. As you begin to now notice, as she waves her hand, candles begin to light around the space. Some of these ornaments are bone-like. Yeah.
Boom.
I would not part with all my bones so willingly, though.
Of course.
Payment would be required, as I am not bound to charity of any kind.
Of course not.
With the
How about a hand? I'm just kidding.
No.
Please, he's already missing one.
You know, you might be able to cast without another arm. Maybe. Take a lot of practice, but there are few who can do it.
It's not something I'd like to learn now, at least. We have too much on our hands.
Of course.
On our hands.
On our hands, you mean? What? I said our.
How about, just for future reference, you have come to his aid. I could give you a beneficial trade. You seem curious or wanting things. I might be able to do something about points to your missing arm. If you wish to have a second hand back, I am capable of regenerating limbs and other things of that kind. I could even change your shape.
Do you know a lot about shape changing?
I know some things about it, yes.
I'll let you finish your conversation.
It's
Alright.
something to keep in mind.
Definitely
Might not-
something to keep in mind.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure how well any kind of arcane regeneration would work on me, to be honest.
How do you know if you don't try?
Exactly.
And I can tell you're light on coin. And the good news is, I don't deal with currency of the coin kind. So, in my book, you're rich enough to buy anything you want.
What exactly is your currency?
Hair.
Favors. Curses.
What kind of favors?
The kind that you can't get rid of. The kind that will haunt you until you complete them. The kind that if you betray me, her little lips stretch a little bit. Really only canines underneath. You will not have another chance to make a deal. But I'm quite a fair woman, starting out my own business. After all, you did see the sign.
So it is a business.
It's actually an LOC, but
Yes.
He wasn't very helpful in explaining.
I haven't taught him too much about economics.
Apparently man is either.
What's this word everybody's saying?
Don't worry about it,
Economics.
bro.
Economics. Yeah, I remember somebody.
Economy.
Money.
Money.
Okay.
Like-
Okay.
You don't
The
need,
passage of money through
you don't
different
need money.
means.
Hey.
Or services. Good services also.
Yes. So, something to consider.
Substances.
Some people trade me pieces of their body. Some of them trade me something they'll have in the future. Some of them trade me something they already have. Some of them allow themselves to be haunted. Some of them go grocery shopping for me.
On Wednesdays?
You got extra toes.
I'm not trading a part of my body. I've already lost enough.
I'll tell you what. I
yeah.
could tether myself just a little bit to that essence of yours and pluck a thread from it. It might steal some potential from you. Or it could maybe prevent some sort of power. Or it may just push you down a path that you didn't expect. But it's a thread of destiny.
I think I'd like to keep that.
think you'd rather
Is
die.
there anything that I could retrieve for you, or a favor I can do?
I guess you could give me your whole head of hair.
Was he gonna grow back?
What is it with
Depending on the power of the curse, no, but it depends.
It's okay, guys. Then I know a good wig dealer in Theo.
It would be a fair trade, hair for hand, right?
H for
I mean, he
H.
could maybe give up a foot and get back a hand.
And if we were to go down from the arm for now,
Okay.
what about just for some bones?
Guys, we probably can just go outside and find some.
They need to be
Not
worth
in
quite
this
a bit.
forest.
There's
I
There's
need
only small game.
about 25 gold worth of
What about just
divination
What
tools.
about just for borrowing the bones?
Well, wouldn't they be used
Just
up?
loaning them.
Or no?
I
not
would
what?
still like it for later for when we go into the mountains.
Guys, I'm just asking. Would these bones be used up? Like, what do you need
They won't-
exactly?
I can use them as much as I would want to. I need some kind of divining tool, whether it be a set of bones, marked sticks, tokens.
Great chance to
Could
test.
it be a big bone?
Like a single big bone?
It has to be multiple.
Oh, no. I was asking about me. Just done into bones.
So just like
No.
a set of like a full skeleton? Of
It's
some
not
kind?
only bones, but it's anything that could be.
Yeah,
used to
it's
divine.
gotta be
Yeah,
bones like
it's
that have
essentially
significance.
it's essentially 2 bones. I
It's,
think.
no, no, no,
it's
Like
basically
multiple small
any
bones.
set
That's
of
correct.
tokens that can be used for divining.
Basically,
that
he's
could be
been able to
cards.
hold them all in his hands before he casts the spell.
Hmm.
But like,
What if I just turn myself
I could
inside
just
out?
go here hunting. I
Looks-
hunt.
I have no doubt that you'll have a hard time keeping onto bones in this place. The green eats corpses, dissolving the flesh and bones
well,
entirely.
Wait, don't you have... No, never mind.
Do I still have any meat
Bones
left
from-
over
from
meat
the
or
king?
bones left over from like a deer?
Not by now. We saw you ate the last of your meat the other day.
Okay.
Even
Unless you put them in the bag of holding.
even holding on to that, it would have to be either a absolute crap ton of bones, or that'd be worth something.
You are seeking to cast augury. I'm
Yes.
familiar with this spell. That would require bones of significance, not just any bone.
Yes.
A creature you slay yourself, a valuable magical creature, someone you knew personally, or someone of significance that has died.
I just turned myself
She's
inside
both
out.
of those things.
If you killed her, you could take her bones.
I
I would
don't.
prefer not to
Yeah.
kill them.
I don't think I produce bones when I die.
I have no idea what she's talking
I-
about.
She's a weird
She turns
exception.
goo.
Goo. Well, I have bones of significance. 25 gold's worth, sure. I have a few people in here that you could use for that, and keep if you wanted. Tell you what. You allow me but hour to have that. Points to your scroll case. With its contents. And I will give you the bones to keep. Practically for free. And you'll get the scroll back after the hour.
Would it be affected by anything? Altered in any way?
Altered? Maybe not. Unless I sneeze on it. In that case, my apologies.
Yeah, can you promise not to do that?
It will not be destroyed or harmed. If that's what you're afraid of. You can trust me so long as you trust him.
She's trustworthy.
Why the interest in it? Out of curiosity.
Your mind seems fixated on it.
Yeah.
I can feel it connected to you. I can feel its significance.
It's just a family animal.
It blew him up.
It did blow him up.
They don't understand, do they? You don't fully understand, do you?
No.
Then give it to me for an hour.
I'll figure it out.
It's not that hard of a deal to make. It's just some bones, after all.
It's just bones, brother.
Everyone's doing it.
Everyone's doing
Oh.
it.
Everyone's
for an
getting
hour.
bones. Come on, bro.
Only for an hour. Well, first the devil, and an aberration. Now this.
You're making more deals than I think anybody else in the group has ever made, except maybe a Joe.
You made a deal with the devil. How
And a really,
foolish.
like, cruddy guy.
Oh, yeah,
Not truly
the
it.
Oh, yeah.
cat wants the Rakasha. Rakasha.
You made a deal with the
Rakshasa.
flesh.
Okay. I've only ever seen it written. I've never heard the name.
In a sense, it is not anything negative against me. He was desperate.
Are you sure?
He's kind of a cool guy.
They are very good liars.
I'm aware.
Really. So do we have a deal?
Why are you speaking like it?
They talk the same way. Do we have a deal? He's supposed to be more like yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. But she's like very much trying to go lower and lower, more scratchy in the voice. But yeah, she looks to her too, expectingly, not letting up her pressure at all.
Would you be willing to share what you learn about it?
Why not? I'd be willing to.
Alright.
But are you going to?
Yes, that's right. Forgive my rudeness.
Would you be fine with me watching as you look over it?
No, I like to work alone, without the prying eyes of others disturbing me.
We'll be fine.
Sure.
She holds out her hand, her long fingers and nails like reach out, and as you grab onto her hand fully wraps around yours, and there's this heat that just runs into you like a pump of blood.
Ooh.
I guess we're
Excellent.
Here for
Now
an
give
hour.
it to me.
I guess we're here for an
You
hour.
You are compelled to give it to her, you feel. She takes it in her fingers. You just hear her nails pull against the finely crafted metal. As she pulls her voice out, it echoes and it almost extends out like her voice pulls outwards, targeting a space. You can hear it passing by like wind. And from one of the walls on a shelf, some bones come to her hand. She holds them out to you.
Oh, they're black dragonborn bones. Cool.
You see a mixture of what are segments of spine, knuckle bones, pieces of hands, some teeth, and what you can only assume to be a piece of, like, it's hard to tell at first. Yes, no, it's a little bit closer. This is like a segment of a skull, just like the jaw to the eye ridge right here. But it has a marking, like a scratch, like a burnt scratch into it. Some sort of symbol you don't recognize. Take them with you, they're yours. I assure you the one that those belong to no longer needs them.
Thank you.
Anyone else need anything? I'm quite accommodating. We also have more tea.
I do
we have
a
extra
question.
healing potions? I drank both of mine because I almost...
I have 2 more.
2 more? You found me taking them?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you something though first.
Hit me.
She pulls you close. She whispers something to your ear, and it doesn't sound like words, it sounds like knowledge. It just sounds like pure, like, rapid fire knowledge. Like, rapidly moved into your mind. Like a worm of knowledge just went,
A worm.
and you feel like a
Sorry,
shunt as you
I'm so
blink.
excited about that.
You'll need that for later, no doubt. Potions can be made from more than just herbs. Keep it in mind.
So that's how you do... Okay, that makes sense.
What is it? The blood of innocence?
She didn't say that out loud.
Okay.
Why are you in on a conversation?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
So, I did ask you if you knew things about shapeshifting. I did have a specific creature type that I wanted to ask if you knew anything about. And it is
What is that?
Persians.
Paragines.
Faragines.
Moon
How am I
tears.
speaking this better than you? Faragine.
She thinks for a moment, and that book in front of her, she lifts her hands up, and like her hand rises from it, these like black drops of ink drip from her fingertips, and the pages begin to
Sit closer.
flap through as she begins to pull further and further and further into the book. It begins to continue to flip, and the air picks up in the room until finally it shuts to the other side. Neither I nor anyone else with that tome knows anything. Is that what you are?
Yes.
Simplest
A disposable camera.
You better edit the cringe compilations.
Gosh.
Smile. Fix the teeth.
That is all I know, that you are one.
Thank you.
What an interesting name.
It's just one of the many names that I've heard going around of what they could be.
The moon of this realm has soured in recent decades, so I would be surprised to hear that name used nowadays.
Is there anything that you know about? Oh, I guess I could ask someone else's, but I'm here.
Yes.
Is there anything that you do know about more creating things?
I do know well of the son of the sky, Father, the moon angel himself. Some. In Rithik, the moon hangs low, much closer to the world. More has followers within Rithik itself, but here, the moon is clouded, tainted. Creatures, though, of creation by more, such things do exist. Emissaries of different gods produce different aids and spirits, and some of greater power can even produce, yes, creatures that breed and continue to live on their own. Though more...
She pauses for a moment and thinks, rubbing her chin. Her black hair, she pushes it to the side and pulls her red ear out from it. She brings the red ear up to the air. You all are somewhat aware, not over here though, not Eterna in this case, not Indigo. But others would know that Moor is the name of the moon. Not spelt M-O-R-E, but M-O-U-R.
Mhm.
But Moor is also the name of the emissary of the moon, the angel of the moon, a son of Orofonte, the Sky Father, the sort of master guardian of Hythea, the one who watches the skies themselves. And of course, Moor's sister, Balani, being of the sun. Moor has always been one seen as, in some circles, as a guide to those in the dark, but also in some circles as an omen to those who would use the darkness to hide their evils, you know? In other cases, though, Moor seems to allow for more bizarre, strange, more of the occult, where Balani shines and true and burns through shadows and mysticism. Moor is more taken back as not kind of playful, but in that sense, yeah. Basically, if you're gonna go and do some sort of crazy occult thing, you're gonna go do it in the moonlight, not the sunlight, you know. But yeah, none of you have heard of creatures being made by this angel, but she speaks up to you once more.
Moor is responsible for altering certain creatures that were brought forth by the Mother of Life herself. There are animals who imbue the light of the moon into their forms that fly through the skies like starlight. Some spirits sap energy from the moonlight itself. Some use the moonlight to peer and reveal those who hide their forms. That is knowledge that is a power which reveals changelings and mimicry creatures of kinds. And I use the changeling term in general because you are nothing like I know. But in Rithik, the term changeling used to have a proper name, a proper use tied to it. And that was one who shapes like the faces of the moon. Night by night, taking on a new face, like the moon itself. An ancient legend which I have not heard in some time. Does not seem to have any value on Hythea, though.
Might have some value now.
Perhaps. In recent years, though, since Moor has become smooth and hazed of some sort, I do not know anything about that. You should speak to a cleric of the Lunar Watcher. You know, the moon itself can sometimes give wisdom even here. Its faithful may still exist, as far as I know.
I will look into it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I will not just take that information. I might have something that you find interesting or would desire in exchange for that. And then she kind of briefly turns into like a more liquid form, and she pulls like her hair and then just kind of like just pulls it into like a blob.
You know, like clay, when it cuts, it loses its pigment and texture. It forms and shapes and quickly falls and begins to melt into that putty-like thing, the blob.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes it.
I knew you would do me good. I never doubted you would give something for that knowledge.
I'm not stupid.
You shouldn't consider it charity either. I now know that there's a thing called a perigene, and I know its face, and it's mine.
That's true.
She looks at this blob, and you see every once in a while it like shifts.
I've never met anyone else like me. The closest I've ever gotten was mimics, you know, the chests, or like a doppelgangers, stuff like that, but nothing sentient, truly.
Those are very bizarre and rare creatures, to be fair. Many do not know their origins, and neither do I. But perhaps somewhere there is a master of that knowledge.
She will jar your portion. She puts it into a lid and seals it with wax. As she pours this wax, she presses her hand into it, and it sears with heat and light. She raises it up, and this wax melted onto the top has this print of magical runes. You see inside, there's this point where that piece of you seems to almost begin to like dry and shrivel, cracking. But then before it does that, it sort of like comes back to its original form and begins to process again. And it seems like it's in the process of destroying itself or deteriorating.
It seems I have caught it just right. It does not want to be part from you too long.
I cannot say I've actually cut off my hair in that form yet, so that is new to me.
I assume most of the time it would fall off and disintegrate, reforming onto you.
True.
Someone like me. Okay.
She'll take the jar and put it onto a shelf.
That'll have consequences later.
Mr. Shrimp going like,
Mr. Shrimp's like, what are you doing? You're making a deal with a hag after what we had?
Mr. Shrimp's like, it's like in front of a water droplet that's coming through the ceiling slowly. He's just like, everyone's
Screaming.
There is definitely holes in the ceiling that water can leak through.
Why did you do that? What the hell?
Why are you making deals with hags?
But
I warned you about that!
Yeah.
Anyone else seeking something they don't know? You seem to be awfully quiet.
I don't have anything I'm really looking for at the moment, at least not that I think you can help with.
Really, a satyr not interested in the knowledge of another fae.
I mean, there is a fae that I am curious about, but I don't know if you know them. Every person I've asked hasn't known about them.
I'll never know till you ask.
Okay, do you know of a man that's in the Lantern Woods?
She reaches for her book in front of her, but she taps it, the chain shuts around the book.
I don't need to check my book to know the Lantern Wood.
I've made love to
familiar
many
with
men in the Lantern.
Auntie gets it! That's what I'm saying!
She got like,
Long night out.
Oh.
You don't know what she does
Does
at
at night?
night!
Sometimes, Ron, you wake up and you feel like you've been asleep for a few days.
I have never traveled to the Lantern Wood, but I'm familiar with that court of Carset. She's a powerful fae and keeps many powerful fae close to her.
Yes, I do know that, but I do not really know much about him other than the fact that he was in the Lantern Woods, so most people haven't been able to help me.
Tell you what, I'll tell you the most of my knowledge. In exchange, I would like to know something about you that I wouldn't rather share with any of these folk. As I seem to be... She looks towards Kaizen. The only one capable of sensing connections. And I'd have to ask you about something you have with you. You brought in here with you. If you promise to answer truthfully, I will answer truthfully in my return.
Alright.
It's a deal. Well,
Should I escort them out while you're talking?
yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh. Okay.
We may be a little bit. Enjoy the garden.
Alright.
Should we wait for you to go before we open like the door? Cause then the winds will come in.
She disappears.
There it is.
5 foot, go, 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 go.
Oh,
Alright.
Scurry,
Bye,
scurry, scurry.
I guess.
Oh, we'll see you in just a second.
Scream if you need anything.
The door shuts. She
It's actually pretty
reappears.
easy to defeat her. If something goes wrong, we just open the door. Clunk.
Allow me to extend our time here for a moment.
Now we ambush.
But she like closes her hands like this. Her fingers come together. Something happened. Something magical. She
are
looks
we all
towards you.
frozen outside?
You don't know.
Statues in the garden.
Well,
Turn back around, house is no longer there. Oh.
I'll tell you first. You promised to tell me the truth, so we'll be doing the same. I know that Cosette of the Lantern Wood is quite powerful. She is a sister of one of the Archfey of the Great Forest in Riffic. She wields quite the capacity for trickery and, well, all that Fey's power you would expect her to have. Her court, though, also shares her power. Fey coalesce. They surround each other, empowering one another sometimes. That kind of Fey, at least. Not my kind, more or less. But that woman, the Lantern Wood is filled with all her little children. The lights that flicker.
The wisps.
Yes. Her eyes, her ears, and her young. They wander the woods, watching and learning, hearing all. She may act, if you ever meet her, as if she doesn't know what she's doing. But she's always 6 steps ahead. And never take her act at face value. She is clever, smart, and conniving.
I mean, if I ever met her, by the sounds of it, I owe her my life.
Then that's your answer right there. She sent someone that she knew could save you, I assume.
Yes.
From what?
I was lost in the woods and chased by gnolls.
Yes. That laughing plague, Brawn Tailwind, is quite a nuisance.
What they are.
Even though Lanternwood can't keep them out. But if she was wanting to save you from that danger, then no doubt she called upon someone, if she's the one that indeed saw you in danger. Which I have no doubt that she would have known you were about to die, since she can see all throughout the woods itself.
Yes.
So, this makes me think one of her close attendants or warriors came to save you. Someone that could scare off the gnolls, as she would not leave her palace, most likely.
All I remember is that it was a man and that he scared them away and helped me through the night, and then when I awoke, I ran a little further and then I was through the woods. I was only in the woods for 2 days. I don't know how. I now know that that is physically impossible. Especially the path that I took should have taken weeks.
So either someone who can stride through the wood itself, or teleportation magic. Memory modification is rare amongst the less powerful Fae. Either case would require one of 5. There are 5 knights that Cosette keeps with her. 5 powerful Fae within her court. No doubt one of them did this to you.
Alright.
In this attachment I feel to you that you brought with you, they're not Fae. This makes me think. Someone may have saved you as an opportunity. They could be an opportunist. Then get them in favor with Cosette. Probably not. You were just some little girl.
I don't think that whatever you're sensing is connected to Cosette. I think that's
No, I
something
don't think
else.
so, but I don't think they're separate. As if, think about this. This attachment you have on you. You may think it's new, but I can smell it. It's aged like fine cheese.
I thought there were 2.
There lingers a second scent. Yes. The other one is much larger. No doubt you have some sort of strong connection to this other force. This other one lingers like the scent of a perfume or a flower fading. Yes. But what could that scent be? That beast you have with you. Let me see the dragon.
As Ori is like peeking from your head ever so slightly, your hair.
You're not.
I will not slay your fairy dragon if that's what you're worried about.
That is up to her whether or not she will let you. I do not control her.
Ori chirps, and the tongue comes out ever so slightly, bobbing the head cautiously. You can feel uncertainty within Ori. Ori sends you messages of not danger, but careful, cautious movement. Auntie speaks up.
Now, little one. I know you know this one to be your friend and trusted confidant. If I would not hurt her, I would not hurt you. You can trust me, I promise.
That S in the promise just lingers, and it hisses like a fine string, like a thread passing in the air. Ori's chirps soften and lull ever so slightly.
You did not just use magic on her, did you?
I did not cast a spell on her.
Ori jumps from your shoulder onto the table.
I merely made her more aware of my peaceful nature.
Okay.
As you sense Ori's movements, the hag grabs Ori's head ever so slightly. These 2 fingers touching under the jaw and on top of the head. She bends Ori's head down and looks into the eyes of Ori. You hear Ori kind of sort of make these soft chirping and like small little fairy dragon noises, and she opens the mouth of Ori as Ori seems to be both like alerting you to what's going on, but not freaking out in a way. It's kind of strange. Ori does not seem afraid
Okay.
at all of her.
Okay.
But is kind of like put off by the interaction. But she opens Ori's mouth.
Yes. No doubt. You could not find the room so easily.
She looks and seems to peer at your dragon. You can see the silhouette of her just vaguely as though candlelight and her shadowy figure form leans over the dragon. She seems to be peering at the dragon's head, or based on Ori's messages, in its mouth, in her mouth. And She releases Ori.
What are you trying to find?
A signature. As Ori hops back onto your shoulder, around your hair. You did not think such a creature would just wander to you.
I've always been curious about it. I know that I almost... Yes, the man saved me, but... When I was within grasp of the knoll, they were right behind me. And she flew past me and stopped them. And then I was out of the woods.
That makes sense. I think I now know who, or maybe the acquaintance of who, helped you. One of Cossette's knights, I'm certain. Yes, I believe it to be the knight Nash.
N-A-S-H. Just Nash, like Nashville.
Nash.
Yeah.
I was thinking MASH for a second. I was just like, take gun, it's army.
Well-
Alright.
What do you know about them?
I do not know much, but Nash, who is a well-trained knight of Cossette, is a fighter of sorts, a warrior fairy. He has power in some strange ways, like she does, and they share their power, of course. It is hard to know truly what the knights wield. The higher class of Fae tend to keep their powers a little more mysterious. But I do know this.
She pauses for a moment. Chooses her next words carefully, as you can tell.
Oh.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Nash is a Fae that has strong powers over animals and creatures and monsters. I think that's the best way of putting it.
I can spell animal.
Animal.
No, I know how to spell animal. It's just my iPad's being dumb.
Animile.
Anemone.
Animanial.
Okay.
Yes.
Anemone.
That is as far as I can tell.
Okay. Well, you gave me more than I've gotten from any other person or any of my own research, so I appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, what were you wanting to ask about?
Tell me what this other presence is that hangs on you.
I guess it's the emissary of Ambrose, but kind of Ambrose himself? I'm not entirely sure. I know it's at least the emissary, but it seems like Ambrose himself might be interested. I'm not entirely sure.
That's a heavy claim to make.
I mean, that's the truth. He didn't seem to be lying from what I could tell. And
The Umber Knight King himself doesn't tend to take a liking to anyone. But a emissary no doubt could. But I do not remember him having many, if any, but maybe small amount. I'm not too sure, honestly. This god's power is so specifically, purposefully mysterious. But you'd better be careful.
I plan on it. I'm intrigued, but I do not plan to let it lead me down the wrong path.
Any follower of Ambrose is a follower willing to betray everything they hold dear for what they want.
I am not that.
I suppose the world will find out then. Okay. Be wary. That's all the advice I can give you.
I will be.
When a hag tells you to be wary, dude, you know you're in it.
He doesn't forget easily either.
No. The thing that the emissary kept telling me was that the people of Ambrose find their own path, and that I will.
It is true. There are good qualities, as far as I know. You if you seek to achieve something which you are the only one who can achieve it, that is the faith to follow. If society has wronged you and you wish to live in a way that they would find wrong, Bruce is willing to aid you. That's it. That's all I know.
More like I just want to carve my own path. I don't intend to do evil. I would never want to do that. I just want to make my own path because...
Of course. Just remember, those who intend to do good convince themselves they're doing good. Often, those people may just be doing evil. It's all about perspective.
Well, trust me, I do know that.
Okay, I'll trust you. She'll open the door. Now step out, I need some alone time.
Okay. Rosalie walks out, grabbing Ori.
Mm-hmm.
She does not leave Ori behind.
Rosalie comes out about like 30 seconds after you guys step out.
That was fast.
Yeah, that was real quick.
The door shuts.
I'm pretty sure she did something to time from what she said.
Are we booted?
Most likely.
A little sign appears on the doorknob. This little sign is hanging there. Be back in an hour.
I guess that.
Well, we can't leave
Yeah.
yet. She has Kaislin's spell scroll.
Yeah.
She wanted time alone, so I'm guessing that's what she's doing.
Almost certainly.
Well,
So,
I guess we
welcome to my house. I didn't say it earlier. Welcome to my house.
Here's my crib.
This is my crib. As you can tell, pretty decent. Pretty decent.
Yeah.
Dees?
It's a fate term.
The fate? Okay. I'm not going to question.
Say again, Eterna?
Is it like a 10 out
I
of 10?
didn't say anything.
Oh yeah. We got an hour.
You want to just loiter around the outside?
I mean, I can
Are
show
we
you a
in
couple
a-
of cool places.
Are
around
we in
here.
a garden?
There's like a partial natural / non-natural growth
I'm
along
gonna
the edge of the building.
The
Actually,
earth take or
Can I look in here to see if any of it's good to harvest right now?
Not as of right now. Auntie may have just collected some.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
Baron.
Yeah.
How close or far is Golza from here? Is it a couple of days?
Okay, if we go back to Leotog, it would take us 3 days. If we go directly to there,
From here.
2 days.
Okay.
2 days? 2 days. 2 days. So, we should be able to make it. Hopefully, the Fae stuff, whatever they're doing, doesn't end him in 2 days.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if they're going after information, they have to somehow pry it out of him while he's unconscious.
Which would be difficult if Dream is not working. Wait, actually, would Braun know what kind of spell Dream is?
Auntie has access to a spell like that, so yes, but you don't really know exactly how it works.
I know, I'm just trying to think, what would you know what school?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Braun didn't believe in schools.
No, Braun does not believe in arcane or
You would
holy.
basically know the term which is similar to it, you know?
Yeah, it's essentially I know there's 7 schools of magic, but I do not see a thing between holy magic, arcane magic, eldritch magic, all that kind of stuff.
You would also know that Auntie also deals in nightmares.
Yes.
That's what she always says. Nightmares stick with you longer than dreams.
I always forget Dream is it. I
Did you
always
say
forget Dream.
7 schools of
It's
magic?
illusion.
It is illusion.
Did you say 7 schools of magic?
Wait, is there 7 schools?
Who said 7? No one said 7.
He did.
I
said
said
7.
Wait, did I
Well, how
miscount
many
it in
is
my
it?
head?
There's normally 8, but in Trevor's is 9.
You're right. I would know. More than likely, I would
Maybe
know about. I would know about
Trevor's
the 8.
there's
I don't know
9.
about the 9th. More than
Yeah.
likely. So the 8 schools of magic. My bad.
Translation.
That was just me forgetting there's 8 schools.
Braun has like a history book, but it's like 300 years old. You know?
Trevor's and Brew schools. It's basically anything above 9th level.
It's like
yeah.
magic that's so strong it shouldn't be in its a school. You know.
I'm gonna take this time to determine a tale to have. 6. Otto, go away.
Knock, knock, knock.
Otto's like, no, I want to talk
you, girl.
Yeah, he's like, let me in.
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 Otto
It's
and
really, is there something
and
wrong with this
Asha were
die?
best friends, dude. Otto, like, and Asha, best friends.
Yo,
Apparently.
girl, let me in.
I want to know all the drama. What do you mean you don't remember me? We were such good friends. What happened?
We were.
So what's the plan? Are we just going over there trying to kill the face spirit?
I guess so,
We'll
yeah.
figure it out.
That would be
Wait,
the
you-
best bet.
Makes sense.
Alright.
Sounds like a good time to take a break.
Yeah, let's
This is a
sit
good
down,
time
I
to
guess.
take a break.
I guess we'll sit for a bit and
Talk.
You guys want
And
to talk
he's-
to a spirit?
We can talk to a spirit. What's up?
Whenever you play your little tune, because that's how you summon them.
Yes.
You know. So I guess you said you just, you know. you
Wait,
check it out.
am I summoning it? Do you guys
No,
want to talk to
you-
a spirit?
to conjure the
Oh,
spirit,
yeah,
you have
yeah.
to play it, you know. You feel them beckoning it at your mind, basically. And as you're listening to this, Kaislin, there's this cold presence in you, this longing, this absence, this a part of me's missing feeling as you sense the absence of your scroll case. And it's like a lot more. It's a lot worse than you thought it would feel like. Like, it's not emotional loss, no. It's like a physical absence in you that you're feeling. It's like a hunger you can't exactly fill. And as you sit there for a moment and just try to hold back this sensation that creeps up your spine as well, there's a subtle voice in the back of your head. A very subtle, small voice, like barely able to make out any words. It says to you, well, it doesn't say, just, you can't understand his words, is what I'm saying, but it's like a cry to not leave behind. Do not leave me behind. You know? Do not forget me. You know, it's a desperation. Like your scroll case is like, you cannot leave me. Do not forget I exist, you know. And it's an incredibly weird feeling. You're like, it's like you feel it, but it's not you. So it just sticks there in your mind for a little bit. As you finish your fun little tune, Otto this time does come back once again, wanting to come back to you. But you feel this, like, if there was a door, it's like at the door handle, trying shaking the door handle. And the voice through this door simply says, "Yo, let me in. Let me in."
Okay, this guy really wants to
Talk to you.
say something. Okay, I bestow the tale to myself, I guess.
As you open the door in your heart of hearts, in your mind, from like what you've seen before, from her focus, from the ocarina, a star twinkles, and this beautiful lavender figure comes out into the
That was
space.
teal.
No, this is
This lavender thing.
It's the traveler.
Yes. Because it's auto brand, right?
Runaway. Yeah, it's 6, which is the traveler.
Yeah, faded purple skin.
That one is the runaway.
Oh, gotcha.
That was the tiefling.
Yes. Comes out of this space and like you can all see it, but you see it much more clearly. He like zooms into the air and like stretches out. And then drifts back down towards you.
Did you have something like specific to say?
As you say that, it's like a surprise. Like what the hell? You know? And like comes up towards you, and the spirit begins to fade for all of you as this glow appears upon you, and the spirit fades into you, but a voice comes out into your mind. And that's where we'll take our break. As Otto does have something to say to you, and has been waiting to say this
Great.
for a little while. We'll be right back. And welcome back. All right. So, as you guys have waited outside, Otto has been summoned. Otto Bront, one of your spirits that talk through you and talk to you. And after joining to you, the spirit forming into you, giving you that magical bonus that comes with the ability. Otto, like, literally speaks to you in your head. I thought you would feel a little more familiar. You seem very, very, very different.
Yeah.
What is that? I'm not used to being a spirit.
What is what?
I'm just feeling your mind.
Oh.
I'm not so
What?
that corner is messy.
What?
Damn.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so like, are you the actual spirit of Otto Brandt, or are you like an echo? You know?
I am Otto Brandt, and I am, I guess, dead.
She's speaking out loud, right?
Are you speaking loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking to herself out loud.
Okay. While she's doing that, divine sense to see if it can still see the spirit somewhere.
You would feel a little undead presence in her.
Oh.
Hey, you're talking to yourself out loud. Just
Oh,
so
I
you
can
know.
do it in my head.
Yes.
Alright.
You know how to have a thought, right?
I switched to being in my head. Yes.
Okay.
What do you want?
Yeah, it's still in her. Oh, no, it's in her right now.
No, I know.
Now
that
she's
was
just like-
before
Who are you whispering to?
you.
I
you
told
can't,
y'all.
you can't see Kaizen. Kaizen's quiet though.
I told y'all I was summoning a spirit.
She is a spirit. Summoning, she's doing
Well,
some stuff.
It's
fine.
I gotta be honest, you feel so different.
I am.
Huh? What? What do you mean?
How much can you see? Like,
I just... Well, the last time I saw you, you were going off to fight, and
right?
you died. I was certain you died.
Like you watched me die?
No, we departed, and you went to the city. Into Agingrash?
Wait, you weren't there?
No.
Why weren't
No.
you there?
I had my own duties to attend to.
What were you doing?
Okay, first off,
That wasn't a key story. Just what were you doing?
no, I had to save those people. You don't remember.
No, I don't.
Your mind
Technically,
feels
I mean, I'm a. You could say I'm not Asha. From a
What?
certain point of view.
Your mind definitely doesn't feel the same. The last time I felt your mind, when you were alive, it did not seem like this at all. And well, the first time you called upon me, I was elated, but then you didn't react at all. Like I
Yeah,
thought you
sorry
would.
about that. It was kind of all new to me.
You're not the same, or why does the name Indigo come to your thoughts?
Is this what I call myself now?
Why?
Did you have something you wanted to say? Like, why were you like banging on?
Well,
the
I wanted to
door?
ask these questions
Okay,
because
this
first
is
off,
what-
I am bizarrely curious yet cautious.
Yeah, I'm like a reconstruction of Asha Luna Weaver.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Really? Really?
yeah,
Like metal and all?
yeah. Not all
Wild.
metal, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm Otto Brandt. I think you, of course, you know
I
that.
figured that out.
Yes. Weird. The spirit leaves her form, and for this moment, you all see him reapparate around her, and like sort of circle her, taking a good look. You do see this faded purple skin, like I said before. There seems to be some sort of elvish nature to this figure, but it's hard to tell. He wears a cloak now that sort of rubs against his head and hangs low, just exposing the front of his hair. His robe and cloak folds out, but then tatters into like fibers in the wind, and it sort of billows into the rest of his form as he's wearing like a very fabricy tunic. And he once again merges back into you. Please, other people.
my friends and Braun.
And Braun. Nice.
I see.
Can we hear him? Or is it just
This is all in their head, her head. I would like you to tell me something, Indigo.
What?
What's What do you know about Asha?
Kind of just, the legendary stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
And I watched the part where she died. And I'm like,
Yes, I can see that. Fragments, I think, in your mind. I am Otto Bronte the Traveler, as you know, a friend of Asha's, and I had the luck of outliving her by a few years, a decade, and I have to say I am surprised that you are so like her, but so different. What made you?
some guy.
Just some dudes, that it?
It's-
Really?
That's what I thought, but apparently I'm a little more than that.
Doesn't like nothing else to it, just some guy made you. Okay, that's kind of
As far as I
You gotta
know,
be
he's
honest,
probably
I
got
would-
some weird.
yeah.
He was kind of a metallurgic collective apologist, so
Oh
take that.
God.
Apologist.
Well, I would be. I don't know how to do anything right now. I do not know what to say. That is incredible.
So
Well,
where do you go when you're not here?
when I'm here, it's foggy. My memory, except for those thoughts I have from my past, but I know I belong to a realm beyond this. Yes, I dwell in Yester.
Ah.
Yes, the king of the dead himself. I serve in his town, in his city.
How'd you manage that?
I was a faithful of his
Oh.
death. I used to teach those of I used to remind the living of the dead's hope and dreams. Living on was a way to carry the dreams of those who died. I was what they called a spirit giver. I don't seem to have a feeling that you understand that. So yeah. You at least know who the god of death is, Abrakan.
Yeah.
Well, I was a member of the clergy of Martyr Frida.
Oh, I met
Yes,
somebody.
the Lady of the Grave.
Yeah.
And I would always remind those who have died are always counting on the living, or always be. It's hard to explain right now. I don't even know what the hell this is. Your mind is so strange. I was able to ponder and connect with people's minds in the past, a way to calm their emotions and understand their grief. And now, I'm looking into yours, and it's blunt. No, not in a bad way. It feels like Asha's, but there's this fabricated feeling to it, which I guess makes sense. Have you called upon anyone else?
Yeah. Just one. Mace.
Oh, really?
I don't choose who I call.
Oh, dang, that's
What's
a shame.
wrong with Mace?
I mean, it wouldn't be my first choice.
I mean, he was kind of a clown, but
He is kind of a clown.
I didn't really get to talk to him, really. He was
Mhm.
kind of in battle.
Yeah, you wouldn't get too many valuable, too much valuable information.
What is this?
Beef.
Well,
Someone doesn't want clown on
nice
their own.
meeting you, Indigo.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you know where the others are? I don't.
I assume they're dead, like me.
Well, yeah, but like how you're in the city of Yester or whatever.
Well, yes. Only me and Vron lived long enough to see the rest die. So, as far as I know, everyone else perished, and you don't exactly track people when they go into their afterlife, you know. I am all alone, as far as I'm aware, from the Ashbourne in Yester. The rest probably have eternal peace or damnation. I don't know what they did. It's up to them. I'm pretty sure Mace is in Hells.
What
Well, he's in the
what
hells.
is this beef with Mace?
He's in clown hell, which does
It
exist.
does
Clown.
exist.
Clown hell exists.
Mace is not what I would consider a upstanding citizen.
Okay, but like, so you don't know if like Asha's spirit is out there.
I have never felt a connection to her, even in her death. I could conjure and speak to spirits in death, but hers was gone, like it had been destroyed. Or something. I knew she was dead. We found what was left. But she was beyond my reach. My job was merely to ensure that the knowledge of the dead does not leave the world of the living. To always remember things, to progress, don't let knowledge fade into history. Prevent a collapse of knowledge. That was my duty as a member of the Grave Mother's clergy. Yeah, I never really felt Asha's voice, and I could never call out to her.
Does that happen?
With some, if they go further than my reach, yes. And my master now ensures that I serve loyally and carefully, so I've never had the need or the chance. I am not as free as you are. It's crazy how much freedom you lose in death.
That's
Yeah.
What? I just
Look, we're both befuddled. I can
Yeah.
tell. You know, you should try. Well, you should really try to get in touch with with Paulina. She would know a lot more in this case.
what's her title?
The clever animal, I think, is in your case. I seem to have a strange knowledge that you have. Yes. There's quite a number of. Oh my.
I have to roll
Oh,
one for
Wait,
that.
no, these are. Oh my.
What?
You and Asha's power is very different, but
Wait,
these are her
really?
songs. Yes, these are her songs. Yes, The Traveler. I remember that one.
Yeah.
And I remember The Runaway. Yes, you should try to seek out the clever animal. That song will most likely conjure Paulina. She will know more.
Okay. Well, thanks. I guess I'll call you sometimes.
Yeah,
Don't really control it,
We
but-
can chat. I'm just not entirely sure what our relationship is necessarily,
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
What was your relationship with Asha?
we were friends.
Mhm.
That was it.
Okay.
More acquaintances than friends.
Insight check.
I know, right?
With advantage.
He's not
With
lying.
advantage?
With a disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
This sounds like you fucked.
He's a
I mean,
ghost in your
he's not.
head.
He's not wrong. You're friends
Dang it.
with benefits.
I
12.
know. Did she let you swim?
12. You can neither deny the fact that he could have smashed with her, or there's no, you can't tell to be certain, but it's not off the table.
You said earlier that you like touched her brain or whatever.
Well,
What does that mean?
So my powers allowed me to feel the grief in the mind of those, so I could help them through their grief and their sadness and their emotions, and help them go through the valley of depression and stuff like that. It was very
Right.
useful during war, to be
That
clear.
was very useful during war. Oh, how romantic.
Let me free your mind of pain.
Okay, do you know, did she have family? Or anything like that?
She never talked about them,
Hmm.
but I think she did. She talked quite a lot to Paulina, but Aaron was the most recent member of our group whenever I was alive, but died in the battle as well. There was something that she'd said to Aaron before the battle that we were all curious about, but we didn't. She never told us. But it seemed to shake Aaron. The Avenger was Aaron.
Okay.
there are some names that you still can't reach out to. Like, yes, I feel now you don't have access to all her songs. They're here, but they're like in fog. Yeah, that makes sense why you couldn't call Vron. Be wary when you can. He's very, very dangerous and not a good
Vron?
person. Yes, Vron.
What's wrong with Vron?
They called him the Gravesmith. And let's just say Vron was a turncoat of the collective,
Oh.
but didn't necessarily become an ally in the end of it. Yeah, I would be careful if you ever talk to him.
Gotcha.
Everything else is foggier, though. Some of her more powerful songs are missing. Yes, I can't sense... The day that you can play the dragon, the angel, or the mindbender, I think is the day you'll find the truth.
About what?
The mindbender.
Those were Asha's final 3 songs. They were quite powerful, and as far as I can remember, could do amazing magic. And honestly, if each of the songs are attached to some sort of spirit, there's a good chance that maybe one of them is attached to someone Asha knew very, very well. Whether it's her family or something, I don't know.
Alright, well, thank you for
Yeah.
this chat.
You know, I just really wanted to get to know you, and now I'm really surprised you're not actually Asha, which I guess makes sense because she was human. So she wouldn't have lived this long unless she was... You wouldn't have looked the same. Huh. I guess I was just in disbelief. Shock and loneliness will do that to you.
Are you okay?
I'm dead.
Are you okay?
I'm dead.
So, arguably no, but at peace, kind of? Yes.
Do you like coming out here when I call you, I guess?
It kind of reminds me of what I'm missing. But,
So it's bad.
but I do wish to bring aid to you if you're the only thing that remains of Asha's legacy. As, in some strange way, I figured she would want you to stay safe. If you are or aren't her, I don't know. But I guess that's up to you to find out.
Yeah, cool. The crisis continues. Okay.
Yep. Pretty much.
Have fun in Yester.
Okay, that's kind of weird to say, but sure.
What?
I don't know, it's kind of just the kingdom of the
I mean,
dead.
you live there.
Well, yeah, but you know, fun, whatever. Okay, bye.
Bye.
It just disappears. For about that time, Indigo just kept on looking around, talking in the head. So you guys just saw her having an episode.
She's doing some weird stuff over there.
Yeah.
That didn't
I'll tell you
go
against
how
her.
I
She's about to
expected.
bob. She bobbed.
What?
She was having an episode.
That didn't go how I expected.
Well, how did it go?
Well, he was like, "Oh, hey, Asha. Wait a second, you're not Asha."
Ah.
After you begin to talk about this, you realize knowledge comes into your head now. After a conversation with the spirit, his story becomes a little more clear to you, as it's like you re-remember something that you never had in your mind. Like, it's a memory, it feels like a memory, but it wasn't there before. As you learn that Otto Bront is a man who took the first name he found after entering this world.
What?
Not from Hythea at all. He taught of old knowledge and ancient history. He serviced the god of death in hopes to ensure that the knowledge of the dead is not lost to time.
So he's from a different plane?
Presumably. He never spoke of it or didn't talk about it.
Alright.
But this knowledge enters your mind. He's definitely not from Hythea. But he is one who speaks of ancient history and old knowledge in hopes of people retaining that knowledge so it's not lost to time. That's his legend.
Wow, I wish I could have asked him about that. Anyway, let me finish writing this down in my head. So he was like, "Oh, hey, Asha. Wait, you're not Asha. Who are you?" And then I was like, not Asha.
Wow.
I'm sorry, this is weird.
You're such a wonderful storyteller.
So then I like told him a little bit about myself, and he was like, "That's crazy. I'm dead."
Alright.
Okay.
Like, being fair for the spirit.
Yes. Anything of.
Yeah, so apparently he was a party member of Asha's, but he didn't die in the same battle.
Okay. I just have to ask. It's been bugging me this entire time. Was Asha for or against the Metallurgic Collective?
She fought against them. She died to
Okay.
a celestial.
It was unclear, and I
It
would.
was?
At least to me. I never paid attention, truly. I guess.
I first time I'm
No,
learning
yeah.
about it, so I didn't know.
Either
Shut
you
up.
never told me, at least.
She was part of the Ashborn in the beginning phase, I guess, because she died early
'Cause she
on.
They were part of the resistance. The
Yeah.
Ashmore War. I remember you mentioning that name.
Yeah, so that was Otto that I just spoke to.
Mhm.
And he's like a cleric of Everkin. He was just kept talking about how weird it was that I wasn't Asha. It was very interesting.
Fascinating.
That sounds very interesting. Stick to playing music.
I plan to.
I care about you, Indigo, but you are a horrible storyteller.
I know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. It's
I play an ocarina.
That's not a
There
great
isn't
fit.
almost a speaking while playing the ocarina.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't writing songs and things like that a form of
writing
I don't
songs.
write words.
Writing songs is different than telling us.
You can't play words
You
on
can
an
tell
ocarina.
you can tell a story in a song, but it's not the same format.
I guess.
I should know. I've written things.
I mean, I would argue that every song tells a story.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about the structure, darling.
I don't write words.
The structure.
Actually, I didn't
It's
write my
different.
songs either. Those were from Asha.
What?
I don't know.
So you're just okay. I know what to.
You're plagiarizing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
There's no copyright laws. Copyright laws here.
Copyright.
I don't know if Golden Gill had his way.
Damn.
Oh. Stuart is so orange.
It's just because those. Oh
It's
my
the
god.
saturation.
Okay.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
He is not orange anymore.
I was wondering why Braun looks so red on the screen.
It's just.
Anyway.
Anyway. Yeah, I expected him to not just be in my head, so. Sorry, that was weird.
It's alright.
Not really. It's whatever.
I mean, not really at all.
You hear voices.
You know, I feel like you and I need to sit down, and I think we have a bonding moment we could branch off of. You're not quite Asha. I'm starting to think I'm not quite the Chell.
Why?
Well, based on my newfound abilities, it's put a kind of a bad thought in my head that maybe some of the memories that I had when I was a child or something were fake, and I just took them from whoever Ichel was or is or something
Well, you said that your
and
mom,
replaced her.
when you were a baby, was like, "Whoa, why is she shape changing?"
I know that. But what if I made that up?
Why would she?
I don't know, but I'm starting to question a lot of things in my own head. The only thing I can trust is at least my pact onward. Not quite sure. So,
I mean, did your mother ever talk about what happens?
can I roll history to double check?
You don't need to roll for this.
Yeah.
She maybe once or twice in your childhood brought it up, but quickly closed the conversation, as it's not something that she either believes or wants to believe really happened, because she saw you as you wanted yourself to be. You know, at a very young age, you became an actress, you became successful and everything. So like, it just didn't come up after that. You know,
Gotcha.
she knew about it. She probably remembers it, but it's deep in her mind.
I mean, she never brought it up after I started acting and actually making, you know, a name for myself. But, I don't know. Maybe it was even earlier than that, because the implications of if I wasn't a Chell, in a sense, or even if I was, the implications of that would be, was I switched at birth? Or did my mother give birth to whatever I am?
It's possible.
I don't know. I don't know how my father would feel about that.
Who says he's not the father, though?
How that you...
You are.
You know,
not
weird
the father.
wound powers.
I mean, they could be. I mean, the hag did, or auntie, did explain that there are creatures that were altered by the moon's power. That, I mean, I could have been altered, but I don't know. Point is,
Did your mom go out dancing in the moonlight while she was pregnant?
I don't. She's not that kind of person. I mean, I love my mother, but she's not the most wild person. She's not, and I love my father. He's not the most. I mean, the wildest he gets is, oh, Ichel, did you hear that the market has a 3-for-1 sale on celery?
It's a good deal.
But like,
That's a pretty good deal.
No, it's not. He gets tricked every Tuesday.
here's the thing though. Think about, did she ever like just take a night walk?
I mean, I guess it could
It's
have.
kind of like,
Therapeutic in a way.
yeah, it's a
And I
nice.
guess that was before a lot of buildings and stuff were built.
Though to be fair, but you know, take a little nighttime walk, you know, under
Keep
the moon.
looking for the answer, but something I'm kind of discovering is you can be who you want to be. That
And that's the
sounds
story.
You can be
in the sense that, like, you know, I've chosen a new name for myself because that feels more like me.
That is true.
If you feel like a Chell, then it's okay to be a Chell.
What's wrong, guys?
There's so many things I want to say to what you're saying, but I'm not mentally. Kaizo's not mentally there right now.
Yeah.
He's out of it right now. He's not
Yeah.
hearing any of this, and I'm like, I want to say things.
That's the thing, though, is that like I have all these memories of a Chell, and I've lived as a Chell for so long, and then there was that period where I would flip-flop between 5 different people every day, and just over the course of, I mean, even being around you all, I feel like the Chell that is attached to the stage doesn't necessarily feel like me anymore.
Well, you can sort of discover who you want to be.
That's what I'm doing.
That is true. I'll keep it in mind.
That's interesting. Real quick,
Hi, Bron.
real quick question though. Why is he tweaking? No, you would say Kaizon's sitting down on the ground. His face is a mixture of emotions. It looks like he's about to be sick. It looks like he's about to cry. It looks like he's longing for something. He's not even on the same planet right now.
Oh, darling. Oh, no. I get over Kaislyn and I, like, pat your back. What's wrong, darling?
What?
Is everything okay?
You good?
No,
What is happening? What is it? Can you
can't
put
tell if I'm about to be sick or if I'm missing.
The cleric backs away. The
I'm
healer
feeling
backs away.
emotions that aren't mine. It's a horrible feeling.
Oh well, welcome to the club, darling.
Auntie said something about like he didn't realize how attached he was to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you
Do
ever
you
been
want to-
without your scroll?
Kaizen, do you want to sit closer to the door? Like, would that help?
Maybe.
Can we sit closer? to the
I
door?
just like scoot him, just like grab
Come
you
on,
by the
then.
scuff, just like okay, sit
Have
here.
you ever been without your scroll case before?
Most of my life?
Since you got
No.
this.
Oh well, that might be the problem. You're having withdrawals.
Was there some sort of drug in it that was like absorbing?
No, like, I'm
Who
feeling
knows?
emotions from it.
Oh.
Like it has a consciousness?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm feeling
great.
emotions from it, but also the feeling like they're also mine. That feeling, I don't know.
Could I? Would you let me try to connect in your mind to see if I can find it?
Could either of you do that? Because you also have mind magic too, right?
Yeah.
Because you
It's
can,
up to you.
Sure.
both of you kind of seem to be able
Blink
to do
twice,
it in
blink
different
twice,
ways.
and you're about to throw up in your head.
He's about to lose it.
I guess I'll detect thoughts. Yes.
Because you seem to be able to like embody it, but you know if there, do you think there might? You said it was your grandmother's, right?
Yep. At least it was hers at one
'Cause
point.
You talk to spirits. Maybe his grandma's spirit is in it.
That is true.
If there is a consciousness in it, maybe I can talk to it.
I mean, I can see if there is one, more than likely. I can
I
see
mean,
dead
same.
things, so.
You have 3 options.
A lot of people seem to be able to do that.
This party is great for talking to dead people.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go into your mind and try
I said I
to
could see, I
not
can't talk.
sever the connection, but see where it leads to.
With detect
then-
thoughts. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and then these 2 can do whatever afterwards.
You did cast it, right?
Yeah, I use my once per long rest
Okay.
detect thoughts.
I will say you do sense his like subtle sickness, his feeling of longing, and a strong sense of loneliness.
Mm-hmm. And what is it? How do I dig deeper?
He has to
You
make
can
a
choose
save,
to fail,
but he
right?
can choose to fail too. Although you might just find his thoughts though, like you get the strong emotions that he's feeling right now, but it's up to Kaizen if he lets you go any deeper.
Because I'm trying to go into that. I'm not trying to find anything else. I'm trying to
What does Kaizen do?
follow the. Okay. I'm trying to follow the scroll right now.
I'll let them.
Okay.
Alright.
So you do pool into Kaizen's mind deeper, revealing knowledge that Kaizen may have not told anyone. As you begin to understand his mind, like very, very clearly, you pass by a point which seems to be this absence, this longing, and you do have mental images of the scroll itself, the scroll case, this thing that was upon the family's hearth, the thing he acquired after college, diving into it. But what else does she see, Kaizen? What floods Kaizen's mind, his deeper or hidden emotions?
Surrounding the scroll specifically.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's up to you.
Ooh, there is some juice there.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
So of course, you'd probably see very clearly it setting up on the family's mantle. You'd probably actually get a small, like, basically get to see what he did, basically. Because you saw him basically reaching for it, taking it down, and going up to his room. You would see him tinkering with it. You would see the explosion of light that happened when the magic went awry. You would have saw like the actual state of the room, how almost like the walls and the windows almost seemed like they were melting outwards. The scorch marks on the ground, the like almost like a runic symbol upon the floor. And you would also, since it does have to do with the scroll itself, you'd also feel a lot of guilt. Not... Question, Trevor. Because this thing tangential to the scroll, but it's not directly related to it. I don't know if this thing they need to dig deeper for.
She already rolled. Your mind is open. You,
Okay,
you have
your
to,
whole mind
Yeah,
is
this
Okay.
is the
you would have to
dictator.
push
Okay.
her out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying like if it's
You
deep,
can
deep.
tell what she's saying, to be clear, because after the spell, you'll know she was in your head.
Mhm.
You can tell what she's saying. If at any point you feel like Kaiser would want her gone, you can
Yeah.
make another roll.
I was just saying basically how it works if it's like not fully related to it. Like if you dig deep into one thing, or it's once you're in, it's
She like
everything.
broke down the doors. She's in your library.
Yeah, you can't keep her out now. She's just.
You'd have to push her out, basically.
But to Chell, I would say if it is possible, she would try to keep. If it's kind of like obvious or like in a ooh maybe I shouldn't go down
like
there.
selective.
I'm gonna focus just on this.
If it comes to a point,
Possible.
because you can't control what thoughts come to your mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's a point where your mind feels like you feel like some idea or some thought is coming up that you're afraid of, you would get that sense, and you would know to pull back.
Okay.
It's like a flood that comes at you.
Yeah.
So, what happens?
Yeah. You would. The first thing you would sense is immense grief and guilt. And
Grief of what?
this I'm trying to figure out. Kaizen pushes back right now on this.
Does he?
I mean,
Does Kaizen express her not like he doesn't want her to see this?
It's something he doesn't want to think about.
Then
Is
yeah, no, you would get that sense of automatically like he doesn't want to revisit this thought.
okay.
But it's up to you if he can't control his own feelings. If he can't control his own mind.
I will have him roll to try to kick you out, but it'll be I'm gonna have it as a disadvantage. He's not in a good mind state anyways.
Make another save.
Because what is the save here? Oh, okay, I see it now.
That is what can I say?
It's your spell save DC. What kind of is it wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah.
Yeah,
Wisdom, 13.
Yeah. Ooh, just passes.
It's like it's
Oh,
almost a
it's a
reaction. It's a reaction
It's
within
12.
you, Kaislin. It's some subconscious little. It's your little Kaislin ego within you that just like screams out in terror as you're shunted back. You realize you're shunted so far that you're actually pushed out of this mind, relinquishing that deeper control.
Okay. Because I just to understand it, whenever she does
Yeah.
speak telepathically at all, or even tries to go in like detect thoughts or anything, her eyes actually change periodically of how she's like she kind of communicates with light in her eyes, kind of like how shrimps communicate with each other, where like with light, so there's different light patterns that change
cool.
color or different patterns as she's looking in. And then I'm guessing right as she gets pushed out, it goes like bright red and then just
Yeah.
it's like a stop.
As soon as she leaves, it was like a cold presence, like a stream of water that poured through your mind. But as she leaves, you feel the absence, the immediate withdrawal. But you feel this like ting, this like pin pressed into the back of your head. Like something there, something stirred, and it left some sort of mental scar. Like not like she scarred you, but like something was left in your mind or something was opened, something there.
What did I do?
And you just have like this headache that comes on.
Oh, darling, are you alright?
Slight headache.
Oh, the door opens behind Kaislin. Finished? Come in, come in. I have
Bolt.
new tea on the I have new tea on the kettle. Come in.
Yeah, he's really attached to that school.
As you,
Wait, does
you come in,
Cause she opened the door, right?
she opens the door.
Does the like enchanting winds affect her at all when she does that?
When she opens the door, you don't seem to sense it. She doesn't seem freaked out by it.
Okay.
It seems before she was caught off guard, but now she has placed some sort of magical barrier which
Okay.
allows her to stop this.
Cool.
Seemingly as soon as you guys left the room, she placed this. But who knows how a hag does her magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it caught her off surprise, now she succeeded. No. But as you guys shuffle in, you're once again within the space. And you can't see your scroll anywhere automatically, but as soon as everyone comes in, she shuts the door behind you and behind all of you.
Here is your case, dear boy.
As soon
She
as
said the case.
a scroll. No, as soon as you grab it, there's this sudden like relief. It's not your relief, but there's this relief, and it passes over you, calming you, relinquishing you of this sickness, of this burden, of this feeling of loneliness. But there's something else, like a bit of static electricity. Like your case has shocked you before, but now it's like a shock and a bit of energy that passes from your arm to your heart to your mind. It's like your eyes open. And strangely enough, it's like you feel like you just woke up from a dream. You just have your case now. That headache gone. This calm presence in your mind.
You guys, are you alright, love?
Yeah.
You do have quite a strong attachment to that
I'll
case.
say.
I don't think I've ever seen you run that fast in your life. Well, the type that I know you.
Wait. Never mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if that case was destroyed if you wouldn't risk death. Let me tell you something of that case, boys. Sit. As she goes and sits in her other chair, there is quite an interesting craft of that. Oh, you're gonna take notes? No. Yeah, you pull your
A
journal.
magical laptop.
Starts making lunch.
Let me tell you that you are not alone. That case holds a consciousness. I could not commune with his consciousness, but it intrigued me greatly. A magical item with a mind within it is rare. There are few of them today.
Divine presence, just to see if it's celestial, fiend, or undead.
Yeah, let's check anything.
Okay, just double checking that.
Well, I will say there is this subtle, very, very subtle celestial detection. Very
Celestial.
What
think I see what you're talking
about.
What?
What does it detect again?
Celestial, fiend, and undead. I think I see it.
You can't exactly pin it, but it's like a presence, like a smell in the air. You know.
Yeah, it's essentially just like, I think I sense a little bit of angel blood? Or angel?
It is hard to tell, but I wouldn't be surprised if it had some sort of divine spirit in it.
Do you think it counts as a creature?
Yes, but within it, not the item itself. This spirit is lingering, asleep, but rousing. When it was separate from you, it felt like it was stirring in its sleep.
Interesting.
A great loneliness filled it. A feeling of betrayal or abandonment.
Oh,
You might as well keep it close.
I don't intend to let it go again.
A very
That was
interesting piece of
horrible.
work. Yes, I assume so.
Do we need to like slowly wean him off of it?
no, I think he's fine. with
This case has symbols that are unique to it. Iconography, even more unique to it. But I did think of something that it reminds me of.
She leans across her table, her hand seeming to like extend to you, Kaislin. As you think she's plucking at something in your hand, she reaches past and plucks your necklace from your chest, pulling out to your Arcanist Faith necklace.
It has iconography which reminds me of a more primordial version of this faith you wear now. Mortals and their faith on High Feyhow are always unique, changing their symbols, but there is an innate familiarity between these two.
Something more primal, as in.
Old. Maybe not ancient, but old.
Do you know how old?
No.
Could you draw it?
No.
Okay.
It is a sense, a feeling.
Ah.
This sleeping consciousness within there requires you to stir it, I believe. A connection to be made. A partnership is already been formed. It seems all you have to do is go deeper and attract it out.
And has it always been there?
I have no doubt. It seems rooted into the case itself, into the paper, the consciousness writing. No doubt sometimes things appear different in your scroll.
I thought you said you replaced the paper.
I did.
Some people replace limbs.
Oh.
Some people
I would
have new bodies.
Okay.
There are things that can change in this world, but that spirit that hides within there like a clam in a shell, it just needs to be opened. That's my advice. I was very intrigued by it. It's ancient make. Clearly someone with well-developed knowledge of the arcane and more divine magic formed that case. Yeah. That's all I know. You should all be getting some rest.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I will send you to the den with all the power I can muster.
Oh, like,
Yes, send you.
not too close, right?
I can judge distance, but it will be iffy.
Just not like, don't like smack us in the middle of all of them and then go, what?
I'm relatively certain I won't.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Oh boy.
Was that an invitation or are we imposing?
You may rest here, in this room. Braun can make you accustomed to the space.
Sleep over
Thank
at
you, ma'am.
Auntie's.
Get rest.
Sleep over on us.
Get rest well, and all of you must rest. I will keep the door shut and a charm upon the building itself. Nothing will get in.
Okay.
Auntie, stew or soup?
We only have enough for stew ingredients.
Ah.
I'm afraid we do not have any proper soup ingredients.
Okay. I'll make it.
No. Know this. There is a difference between stew and soup.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Never forget that.
Yes, ma'am.
If you ever make that mistake, the Fae will punish you.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been intimidated
Running
by the
quickly.
soup.
She stands up.
Roll for soup.
Good night.
Disappears.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You know where she is.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, watches.
Hey, real quick, Kaizen, you still have my tooth, right? Braun's looking at him, is making the stew right now.
Two. Oh, yeah. Get it back.
No, look at it real quick. You feel something squishy instead of something solid. You pull out an eyeball with a stem.
Is he not just missing an eye?
You see him turn around, both his eyes are missing.
Oh.
Hey, where's the other?
Why?
Braun,
I hate that. That's awful.
where's the other one?
Oh no, they both leave when I do it.
Oh,
Where
just-
is it?
What? Huh?
Oh, don't worry, just give it a
Did they
minute.
combine into one?
It's essentially, it's due to the fact that I'm throwing all my vision into there. Though I still see, considering I
oh,
can
you
see,
can see out the eye.
I can see out them, yes.
How do you do that?
You see him blink real quick and both his eyes come back.
Yes.
What the fuck did you do? What?
I told you the tokens have fun.
I hate
No,
it.
no, no. I want to know how you do that.
It's simple. I take the tooth out and give it to somebody. I can then exchange the
Okay.
tooth for my eyes.
You're getting the sense that he doesn't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just hag magic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to copy.
That will be extremely hard for
No.
you to try to copy that. Okay, you would need extreme.
Because I can already. And then she like morphs to have one eye. And it's like, well, I mean, I can do this, but then the other one is just kind of.
Oh yeah.
And her
and
eye extends
the
a
eye
little
that's on
bit,
the
and the other eyeball
Cool
kind
design.
of still peeks out in the corner. That's. I found out when my other eye went out. By the way, everybody, I found it's just hidden
They're
underneath.
sharing.
Yeah.
They're buddies.
I am so glad I cannot see that right now.
Big lad.
Both of those! That sounds awful!
Oh no, it's fun.
That sounds disgusting!
Hey,
No,
I can,
no, I'm
I
just
can see
missing
with
an
or
eye.
without them,
The
with
eye
them,
socket
even
gone.
when I'm sitting. That's the other.
But the other one
That's the other reason
it's
I took blind
bigger.
sight, so I still have 10
I have a
vision.
bigger eye
Well,
socket over
my
here.
sight's over there.
Makes sense.
Still having two eyes in the same socket sounds really gross. Me too.
They kind of morph into like one big one with two pupils.
That's still weird sounding.
Okay.
It is strange. But I've come to learn that differences make you you.
It's only
Remember
creepy if you
something.
keep it creepy.
Different already.
Prismagik,
that's not how
difference
that
be
works.
you good.
Differences make you you.
Okay.
Well,
Anyway, can I try to talk to your scroll?
Yeah, I'm very curious about that. I mean, we can still hold
We
on
don't
to
have
it.
to
No,
because
that's
I did.
fine. I'm just. There's a sentience in it. I don't.
hello. No, I'm just kidding. A scroll.
Hello.
I don't
Oh, hello.
know where it comes from. It's been in my family for generations.
I mean, she said it was like dormant.
And it's a celestial of some kind, or has at least celestial energy.
Has a trace of it.
Can I try to talk to it?
Let me
Knock on it.
You want to try first?
try first. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like. I'm not fully aware of how like it feels or how I should do it. I at least understand the connection I have with Finnith, and I'm gonna try to focus on my scroll instead. Hello?
Did you say that out loud?
No, that's
Okay.
that's only mental. I can't mentally tell Trevor.
Hi.
Yeah.
As you
Hello?
as you call out, you say
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, well.
You hear a lot of people saying hello.
The whole course in here.
Yeah.
Hello, 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 hello.
Nothing. It doesn't feel too different from what you felt before.
Hold on. I'm gonna like lay it out and I'm gonna pull it open. And I'm just gonna summon my quill in my hand.
Are you gonna write the message on there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I love Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I've never watched
you
Harry
write?
Potter.
Just hello?
Not
I
sponsored.
mean, I
Question mark?
not intensely.
Is anyone here?
You're really trying to play out that scene from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Not sponsored. Obviously.
Non-sponsored.
I don't
Oh.
remember that
No.
scene.
I don't.
You learn appears on the page.
Wait, what did you write down?
You learn.
He said hello. Are you there or something?
Yeah.
Is anybody
Is
there?
anyone there?
And then you learn.
Okay.
The ink quickly fades from the page.
Who are you? Right, who are you?
I.
Can we all see
New
this?
scroll, who this?
If you look over your shoulder, yeah, you can see it.
Kaisen, do we have permission to look over your shoulder?
Yeah.
Everyone gather!
We're all.
As the
They're
average,
like our arms are
Yeah.
crossed.
the average girl sleepover.
Okay, so this is a weird scenario. For once we're doing a celestial reading. Alrighty.
Oh,
Yeah. I just hit a
Kaisen's
respond back.
texting a boy, and we're all like, "See this, see this."
Yeah.
what do you write?
I have. Who are you?
I don't know. It's foggy. That last word, foggy, takes a while to form.
This is crazy.
This is wild.
Who are you? Appears on the page.
It doesn't know who you are.
You haven't told him your name.
It's not like he signed his name under the spell.
Not.
Guys.
I feel like this
Scroll.
Heart
Kais-
in the eye.
What? I just kind of
Yeah.
expect the Kaisen seems like the type of person to like write at the very front, like this diary belongs to Kaisen,
These
in case he got lost.
I mean, he used to do that on his notebooks at school.
See, I wasn't too far off on my assumptions.
I am Kaisen Holtzbellan Ludwig.
Hello, Kaisen. Doesn't say the rest. No, yeah, would say the rest.
Yeah, does it understand the concept of given names?
It just spells out the whole name that you wrote.
Oh, this is weird.
Well,
I really want to try to see if it has thoughts
Well-
that I can read.
While you're writing, I'm writing my own book.
You also have some in your book?
You also have a sentient book.
Book sleepover, and they can talk to each other.
oh my god.
Words appear on the page.
Just in case you're scrolling my book.
Where'd you go?
Oh, it's really meaty.
Oh no. Oh, I have to go.
Just a room away. I didn't expect.
Page pals.
Cross it out. I didn't know someone else was in here. Nor did I expect what I would feel. It was only meant to be temporary.
There's a long wait, and you almost think the conversation's done. Then you just see the word alone. That's it.
Kaisen, did you apologize? What are you writing? What are you writing?
What do you write?
Not anymore. I'm sorry.
Good answer.
Thank you. What is this? Appearing from the ink, from the writing, whelming up like something coming to the surface of water, ink begins to appear. Something taken from earlier in the scroll. A certain spell prepared today. Vile vapor appears, or at least a portion of it appears, clearly showing what the
You
spell
can't
is.
see it.
You clearly know what the spell is.
Yes.
Kaisen,
You
is
guys
that
just-
vile vapor?
We know.
Maybe
It says right there.
It says
No, it's
vile
not written
vapor.
in
It's not written in common. It's written
I
in
can
magic
read any
script.
language.
It's not a language. It's a
Oh my
spell.
God.
It's a
a
code.
spell equation,
Yeah.
basically.
The only person
Math.
who'd be able to
But
figure it out.
a shell does have a tone.
Mm.
And Brown knows
A
Arcana.
shell will have some inference in this. I'm gonna say make an Arcana roll for me.
Because I almost took it. No, I'm kidding. Let me look at this. Arcana.
Kaisen, how do you spell your name again?
11.
K-A-I-Z-L-Y-N.
It looks like a spell, but not like a spell you've ever seen before.
Z-A-I-N?
It looks.
K-A-I-Z-L-Y-N.
But I
It looks to you, like okay, so like you saw Vile Vapor. He has added it to his book. He had to write it in a way that would adhere
Yeah.
to his ink, basically. But I will say, the magic that's written here, since your tome is not the same kind of book at all, you do feel and see the symbols on here seem a bit twisted, more dangerous, more violent. It's a violent spell.
Kaisen, is that a cursed spell of some kind that you have right there? That doesn't look like.
It is
Astakor didn't make that.
definitely not.
Wait.
This is
She was better than Esther.
Yes, she was.
recently transcribed spell.
And where did you find this spell?
It is one we both have now.
Oh, it was the. I mean, I didn't actually write that one down. I didn't.
The Witch Queen spell.
Yes.
Ah. Oh.
Did you
Right.
just say the Witch Queen?
Right, then right into the turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a good spell.
Nothing
I go
good
ahead.
could come from it. I'm just...
Right back in the book to its query. It is a spell that I got recently.
No.
It
No. I mean, what you, why? Why write it?
You're getting in trouble with your spell scroll.
It's just
You
asking.
wrote down the cursed witch spell and it
Yeah.
popped up in your HUD that everyone disapproved.
I will say there's no like obvious emotion. There's
Yeah.
no like dark black ink on anything. It's all very like clear, clean writing. It almost
Everyone
mimics your
hated
handwriting.
it is a piece of Lost Arcana. Although it might have not so great origins, it is still something that could be useful in your right situation as well.
I see now.
Knowledge isn't something that should be lost.
I see you now.
Is that good or bad?
Doesn't express that. There's no response. Nothing else after that.
Can I see if I can detect any thoughts from it?
Give me a moment.
And if you can do that, then more than likely I could just command it to open itself.
Don't do that.
Aggressively
Is there-
right while there.
Is there a reason you asked about that spell? Is it affecting you?
There's just a long pause. I don't understand.
Does it hurt him? I don't know. The scroll.
Goodbye for now.
Can I please?
Heislin Vaughn pulls up.
I cast
full name.
detect thoughts.
You do so.
Feels like it's disappointed. I'm getting the.
you
I just
so.
want to see if there's a consciousness
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
I can detect.
As you reach out, you don't feel anything. It's almost like the paper is the conversation, but it's not the being. Maybe you don't detect something in the scroll. You don't feel anything.
It's like a phone, I guess. It's a
Yeah.
communication tool.
You're not sure. There could be something there, but like it's not fully there yet. Maybe the mind just isn't large enough to detect yet. Who knows?
Yet.
Yeah.
You might be able to.
Trevor said yet.
You might be able to track the soul. You know, the spirit.
That's right, good night.
Guys, and I think it was
love you.
disappointed that you wrote that spell in it.
I didn't really sense that it felt any particular way about it. Just curiosity.
Who knows? Maybe you guys are just
I don't know,
projecting an
that
object.
pause was pretty long.
I can't find a consciousness.
This has been one hell of a night.
Yeah.
Yes, that's. I want to sleep very badly.
Yeah, after this long walk to get here and then everything that just happened, I would say you guys are definitely exhausted.
Yeah.
And you don't have a point of exhaustion yet, but it's definitely getting there.
I want to eat, and then I want to sleep.
I just want
Yep.
to say.
I make whatever kind of stew we had available. More than likely carrots.
It's
something
like it's
that.
like carrots and probably like some
Potatoes.
leftover potatoes and maybe some dried meat. You know.
What did you want to say, Tana?
I just want to say I'm worried about what that spell does.
Okay.
Seems cursed. Seems bad, but
I mean, and no good can come from the witch queens. I mean, if they're called the witch queens, you kind of
They
get
were-
the.
Stew.
they had
No, no, thank you.
Okay. Don't you eat?
What? I just no,
I
thank you.
don't like it either.
I will take it.
But right now,
Still.
we are well over our heads. We are fighting undead fey spirits, potentially dragons, and a whole ass cult who may or may not be trying to find the first Dragon King.
Well,
I don't intend to use it unless I have to, but I want to have something just in case.
Fine.
I see your reasoning, but
It might be vile, but it is powerful. I would rather have a gun and not use it than not have one at all.
I just don't want it to backfire.
Someone taught him
This
Killing
analogy
spell.
is.
I wasn't using the gun analogy. I was just saying.
I mean, it works though.
It does.
I suppose. I don't know how guns work.
It backfires sometimes.
Okay, well,
Yeah, the two lines together actually fit really well.
It's great.
Well,
That sounds like a dangerous line of thought. Just in general.
well,
Would you
we'll
ra-
find out if it's dangerous later.
Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with it either, but I mean, kid's got a point.
Better to be safe than sorry.
it's
It's something I'd like
It's not
to.
safe though.
It's something I'd like to test later, but not now. When I'm at a better point.
it's definitely not in the heck.
Where we're
No,
guests.
no.
No.
I'm not saying anytime now, or even before we fight. No.
I wonder
You're
what
not
her
part of the
thoughts.
stew.
You are definitely not using that anywhere close to here.
Like I said, I don't intend to. I don't want to have to use it.
Good.
I'm preparing it as a backup in case things go to absolute shit.
Why are
They
you
have
so
some
grumpy
stew.
about it?
Let's just say the people that I do pray to hate the Malisons
Ah,
dreadfully.
As anyone should.
there just seemed to be more malice there than a typical person would have, and I was curious.
It's the Malisons wrong. The maidens.
Ah, that makes sense then.
Your maidens.
Yes, bronze leaves.
You gotta protect those maidens.
The Malisons went after them and almost made the world maidenless.
Yeah,
Oh.
that is literally what they did, though.
I mean, yeah.
They tried to become the maidens.
Hey. You guys decide to head off to rest?
There is one thing I'd want to do,
Oh,
which is just
I was gonna do something too, Stuart.
you can go ahead.
Oh my god.
How dare you?
No, mine's
No, I'm
really
curious.
simple. I was just trying to practice again to
Yeah,
separate.
of course. You can.
Yeah.
It will in your in your own space.
Yeah, because I had a nice little nap.
Yeah.
Everyone else was doing hard work. I took a nap. So,
Go through the motions.
yeah. But I won't be, like, staying up the entire night, obviously.
right,
I'll
yeah.
stay up for, like, another hour or
No,
so.
absolutely. You would have at least an hour to stay up that you wouldn't need to like the extra sleep basically.
Mhm.
You'll go through the same basically
Mindset.
meditation you've made out of this. Like
Yeah.
that's what it kinda is.
Yeah. Essentially, how I picture it is that she's practicing for a role. She's kind of like, if anything, if she finds a mirror,
Yeah.
or she takes a mirror out of her pack, if she can't just find one,
You'd have a mirror. They don't
Yeah.
have a mirror in here.
she probably like sets it down and then just kind of, it's like, what if I wasn't me? What does me look like?
Mm.
What do I look like? Not a shell, not anyone else.
Yeah.
What do I look like? You guys, if Indigo will probably see this because she's Indigo. She's completely in her goo form, but she's kind of like melding it to not be as monstrous. She's like, what would I look like if I was more humanoid in this form? How, like, she just essentially is like, okay, mix matching, like a bunch of just essentially just kind of like one of those images where the animation is going in and out of, like, it's like you can't tell what is actually in front of you.
Right.
Like it's going in and out from like carpeted texture to normal to fur to scales
Yeah.
to everything. Her hair is turning like from different textures and colors, and over the course of just
You would think you were having an acid trip if you saw
yeah
it.
essentially.
Got you.
That's what she does for an hour.
Okay. You do start to feel this pattern, this mantra, this meditation become more natural.
We're winning, y'all. We're winning.
We're winning.
Are you winning?
As you hunt for the ego death of a shell.
Yes! Yes!
What are you looking for?
So I would like to ritually cast Deconstruct,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take out the bones that I'd gotten earlier, and just kind of very slowly kind of add like celestial runes into it, and
Okay.
basically adjust them to be divine tools that I can use.
like a laser printer, the magic.
Yeah.
Are you using
like an
your
invisible-
quill like a Dremel?
It's like an invisible beam of energy or like power of magic.
Mm.
It's where you focus and your mind seems to tear into the matter itself.
Mm.
It's very much like a horrifying yet very like as a weapon it would be horrifying, but in this simple, very basic form, it's artistic.
It's tasteful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of slowly go through it. I like do like a complete like a little clean of the surface, and I add these like little celestial runes into it. And afterwards, I just kind of go back over them with my quill, so you can write on anything and in any color. Just kind of fill in the little indents with the little like gold coloring, essentially.
Imagine this is what it looks like. It's like one of those pins with all those extra slots of color
Yeah.
on it, you know? Oh, yeah. Oh, cyan. Yeah.
So by the time I'm done with it, it's bones that are like, nearly pure white with runes of gold in them.
Okay. Very nice. You do so.
That you got from a hag. Bones.
So we're trying to
I bet you we
assist
could have gotten you
that.
some divine bones on that shipwreck.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
The rest of you,
Dry out.
everyone will eventually find rest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So you guys know, Braun's sleeping in the little loft area. As far as you guys can
It's
tell.
like, this is my bedroom.
Yeah,
He
that's
goes
his,
to his bedroom and it's like just up there.
it literally is just up there. That's where him and Auntie sleep. They don't sleep on the ground.
I will sleep near Indigo.
So I will say, Rosalie, like when they're all kind of like doing their own stuff and like sitting down, getting ready to go to bed, she kind of like takes Ori, just kind of holds her, look like tilts her around, is just like mentally communicating with her of like, what did she see in you? What is going on?
Rosalie just starts reaching into Ori's mouth.
I'm just messing with that. That's all.
I'm imagining.
I'm guessing something with Auntie.
This pseudo dragon just getting turned over.
Yeah,
She's
and the
just playing like
pseudo
her pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
just the derpiest looking face, just
Big
It's
eyes.
like yes, mom. Like what, mom? What do you want?
You know, like when you hold pets and do like little funny dances with
Yeah,
them.
she's kind of doing that right now, just like.
So, guessing Auntie told you something?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out something.
Is it like trying to figure out if something's in her, or
She said she had a signature on her.
She ate a coin. And
a
it's
signature
stuck
of what?
there.
It's a long story.
She's got a tag on her.
I'm not gonna lie, she
She's
literally,
chipped.
as she says that, she like lets go with one hand and just like opens Ori's mouth.
Did she have an owner before?
I
Did you take somebody's lost pseudo dragon?
No, she found me.
Are you sure you didn't have a
She
color
adopted
before?
you, I see.
Yes, she did actually. I was not my doing. This one was, she was found. I walked out of the woods with her on my shoulders. That's all I know.
If you ever check her Instagram, it's just right there. Like, today, I was adopted by a pseudo dragon.
Oh my god.
Oh. Alright, never mind. But she will actually, when she's going to bed and like holding Ori, she will be specifically thinking of trying to reach out to Nash.
Gotcha. Okay. Rest will come over each of you quickly as this room, it is the nicest place you've slept in a while. Even though it is just a room, there are some blankets and extra cloth to sleep on, but it is like, oh my gosh, you finally have a roof. There's some kind of air conditioning in here or something. It's not like this humid all the time.
The
It's all-
hag's
it's all-
got AC.
It's all the holes just.
Yeah, it's all the holes in the magic, and you're like, oh my gosh.
It's airflow.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It feels so nice.
And as all of you enter to sleep, did you sleep tonight?
No.
Okay. As you all sleep and come to rest, immediately you're woken up the next morning. Like, it's just like you didn't even dream. It's just like, oh, you come to as Auntie's like banging a wooden ladle on the table. Just like, dum, 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 dum.
Morning.
Time to wake up. There is time being wasted when you could be aiding the forest. Now, gather up. Get your stuff together.
Braun just grabs his glaive, puts his glaive with the hook side on the
Of course.
on the loft and just slides down.
In this building, in this home, we work with the sunrise.
Yep.
Come
you
on.
have to wake us up so rudely.
Hmm?
That's not rude.
You want to see Rude?
No.
Actually,
Then get in the riddle.
it's bad to disturb the sleep cycle, like in the middle of one of the. Never mind.
Indigo?
You don't want to talk about the dream cycle with one that works with dreams?
Trust me, I measured out your sleep cycles. I'm well aware.
Everybody
of how
was
you
synced?
sleep. Yes. It's the magic in this building.
Oh.
Whoa.
Did I go unconscious at all? Okay.
You'd feel well rested though, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
Come on. The sooner you go to fight, the longer you have to fight.
Okay.
You know, before you need to rest again. Come on.
Okay. Yep.
Let us go.
Yep, I'm good.
Also, something I want all you to know for the future at least is that with the bones that I have now,
Yeah.
I will now be able to divine some things, specifically about our actions and how they will affect us, either in a positive or a negative way.
You.
It is
unlucky.
magic that I learned from my mother.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Good to know.
Interesting.
I will try to send you a few hundred feet outside of Gulz's Den area.
Maybe
that
a
way you
little
can
bit
sleep.
more.
It's about 500 to 800 feet. You're going to
Okay.
have enough space, trust me.
Is it loud?
No,
Okay.
you will simply emerge like a pimple from the ground of grass.
That's a really
It's
weird
a
way to say
horrible way
that.
to say it.
Okay.
But
A pimple from a ground.
You-
of
Like an
grass?
earthly pimple of grass.
Okay.
let's be real here, people.
Grass.
You're talking to a hag. No offense. It's kind of what we're known for.
Okay.
Okay, it's
Describing things
fine.
in grossly disgressed ways,
Would you
or
try-
doing something grossly disgusting.
If I teleported you with blood, it would be a lot worse.
Fair enough.
Please don't. Please don't.
You see the ladle she holds? You guys begin to realize those that can see it. You think it's actually her wand.
Yo, sick.
Like-
No wonder she cares so much about soup and stew.
In
She
like
cast through her
all
wall.
those tales of magical, strange people living in the woods, making strange meals and large cauldrons begin to make a lot more sense now. Yeah. As a
Was she
stirring spoon for a
standing
wand.
over everybody while they were sleeping on
Yes.
What's the saying? Bubble,
Bubble,
bubble.
bubble.
Oil and trouble.
Yeah.
Sleep well, young ones. Well, come on. Eat one of these.
She puts some berries out, one for each of you.
Yep.
Put them in your mouth. You must be ready for this fight.
Oh wait,
was a good
we have to
berry.
we have to grab the wolf. We have to grab the wolf and the elk.
Yes. I've got
yes,
the-
bring them in.
The door is actually big enough for both of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's very large.
Chorus, get in here.
You can imagine
Sadu?
that she can grow larger too.
Watch your head, Chorus. Watch your head. Good.
A deer on stone.
Actually, it's wood.
Oh yeah. Nervous deer leg shakes.
Okay. Count to 3, just so we go. I'll go there right now.
my
1,
wolf.
2, 3.
Wait,
The berries are for breakfast. You're going to
Yeah.
eat.
I was going to say, I was like, I
It's
don't
okay.
hang on, what did you
My bad. I thought.
They give you all the nutrition you need.
It's like I
Oh,
already ate it.
they're
What
good
we
berry. I
talking
thought
about?
it was the teleportation berry. You didn't
No.
explain it well.
No, it's
Did
good berry.
She didn't explain it.
Yeah. I saw.
Bruh, me and
I
Bella
in the
both
past
said
life-
good berry, and Trevor was like, yeah. Can
I did not.
In the
Yeah,
past,
we
I
said
have
good
given
berry.
him things to eat, and it's been kind of confusing.
I feed
Did
my
you give
berry
him-
to Sadu.
Did you give him a
You've done
chorus
weird
before?
Aw.
Mhm.
Auntie said weird things.
Oh, did
I
she
hun-
give
I
us enough
100%.
for the animals as well?
Everyone that
Sadu
needs
got
to eat.
2.
Sadu got 2.
Sadu's like,
I thought he was very
like
happy.
any dog with extra food. Mm.
Can I form a mouth on my hand and eat it that way?
Do you want to try that, or are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking the hag, or oh yeah, I
I'm
know.
asking you, Trevor.
Yeah.
Like she's just gonna passively be like, wait, hold on.
I would like you to roll a d20.
It just falls in
And
while you're holding it.
go ahead. No, this should be a flat roll, actually. I'm going to allow you to roll a d20, basically.
Okay. 7.
7. You look on your hand.
She's kind of it's the intrusive thoughts,
Yeah.
everybody.
You look on the crease that forms in your palm, and
Yeah.
you're thinking. The flesh, the palate begins to split, and the color begins to change, and for a second there, you're thinking, it doesn't work, or maybe you stop yourself. You're not sure it doesn't work.
Still had some boundaries.
Okay, everyone has eaten. Go save that big green elf. Don't ever use that terminology around him, but you
Of
know.
course.
Yes.
No.
Whenever.
I don't think
I
I
can
would.
possibly get away with it.
If you save it, he'll owe you and therefore tell you what you seek.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to trade.
Yeah.
So make it
Right.
clear that you saved him, but be kind and use your manners.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't speak then?
Well, he might be the only one that.
And I can get away without manners.
Don't make us look bad.
Yeah, because you have none.
No, it's because he also taught me a couple of things.
Don't make us look bad. Right?
Don't be
I will never look bad in front of him.
Keep your little
Unless I do
one
bad.
close to you. Certain dragons don't tend to like each other. I'm not too sure how responsible will be to a little pseudo dragon.
Will he be fine?
So long as it doesn't yap too much, I think he'll be fine. I think they look at those more like a what are those small yappy dogs?
Probably.
Chihuahuas?
That.
Oh,
Well.
there's so many chihuahuas.
Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, the Arbanash thanks you, I'm certain. But it was nice having you in my house. But I would now like all your smells to leave.
No problem.
Okay.
She waves her ladle in the air. Bippity, boppity, bye. As all of a sudden, as you appear out of reality, all of a sudden colors and everything light goes out in darkness and then comes back into you, and you realize you're emerging from the ground like grass. You're
Like
like
an
you're
earth-
splitting from the
We are
ground.
being birthed.
You're being
from the
birthed
earth.
from the rubbery grass of this forest as you're in 1 second.
What was that about it being
I like how
quiet?
we all felt the anticipation perhaps. Like, we're like bippity boppity,
So-
anticipation, bye.
And okay, that's interesting.
Oh no.
Quickly, as you all begin to emerge from grass, you're like you're breathing once more. Some of you come out of like a tree instead, and you kind of fall on the ground like like Sadhu and you both come out of a tree. Eterna and Indigo, you come out of a log, and you're just like coming out of
How big is this tree that Sadhu comes out
Oh,
of?
very big, old oak trees, very big old oak trees.
Oh god.
In that moment, as you all emerge, you take a breath, you look around, grass coming out of your mouth. You realize in this space around you, there's a light fog. The green verdancy is bright, filled with grass and green all around you. The smell is thick with mold and moss. Ahead of you, you see what is a large rock, but you realize it's actually a large root. A large root that comes out of the ground and trails off. And you, as your eyes go further and further out from this root, you see that it connects to other roots, connects to a large mass of wood. Hundreds of feet ahead of you in the distance, between the trees, you begin to see the large, ancient stump of a massive tree. Except for a shell.
Shit.
A shell. In this moment, as you're coming to, you're coughing out grass. You're pulling grass out of your mouth. You go like still for a moment. You retreat from your mind, and you are in a space of emptiness. A voice speaks to you.
Oh no.
Very familiar. It's your voice.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
Are you trying to be a monster? Or are you a monster already?
I'm trying to see my limits. I'm not the monster. I simply have different quirks about myself.
Who is self? Who are you? Are you a shell?
I started as a child. I was raised as a child. I have her family. I think I was a child?
Would you like to see who you could be?
He's giving me the side eye, man. What are you offering?
Only what you want. Only what we want.
Oh.
Who is we?
You.
Are you me?
There's no response. Would you like to see what you could be?
Would I be it?
You already are. It's confusing, but the voice that is yours speaks to you. And it's like your own mental imagery is creating an image of yourself that you're talking to, side by side, looking at your own face. But is that face really a shell? Or is it melting? Is it bending?
Okay. I just reach out and
Does the same.
What am I?
You are you.
What could I become? If not me already?
Everything.
Everything. Everything and nothing? Oh, what is this? Where am I? Even.
Just your face. Solid. Calm. Relaxed. No emotion, no expression, nothing. But it is you. You have always been here. This has always been you. We are always you. You are never alone, and yet always alone.
I think I might understand.
Would you like to understand more?
Yes.
As it passes into you, you open your eyes. You're around everyone. The grass is green. The sky is sunny. You look at your hands. What are you? That's what we'll call it for today. We'll catch you in the next stream. But remember, no matter the outcome, always let the dice roll.
What did you do? I don't know what I did. What did you agree to?
What did you agree with yourself on?